We're already in a pick and ban zone, so let's catch up on that. Vi, Nocturne, and Locke banned away from Sentinel's side. Dignitas banned away the Bard, Lee Sin, and Poppy, and lock in that J4 first.
Yeah, Locke has been permanently locked out of the games so far. Every team has banned him. We have yet to see him make it through to a single pick phase. With the Lee Sin ban and the Jarvan lock, that makes a lot of sense to start the draft for Dig.
That is an adorable little plushie right there, I gotta say. Sentinels fans showing up here at the Riot Games arena as Ezreal's locked in for Sentinel, so it will still be an AD carry for Rahel, assuming it goes bot lane. I would fully expect that. So it does not seem like Sentinels is going to adopt the mages in the bot lane in the future of League. Now, it's not been 100% around the world mages bot lane. We do still see AD carries pop up in drafts.
Correct. It's going to vary from series to series and team to team. So this is, I think, for Sentinels, you should be more comfortable that they're doing this right now, just trying to take care of business and adapting if they need to, as these are very fast picks for Dig as well. And I believe that's going to be a top lane Jace for Denethor, although we do know it can flex possibly to the bot lane.
Yes, as we just saw in that last series. So the big one that we can highlight, though, already is Orianna plus J4. Classic combo, J4 goes in. Orianna has a clear ball delivery system, 1-2 punch. Now, Ezreal can get out of the Cataclysm, has that mobility, and can even try and dodge away from that engage. So maybe you're looking more at that Nefiri here that was locked in by Sentinels. And, I mean, if you weren't paying attention to the other leagues, you'd say that, nothing's changed in the meta. Sentinels is really leaning back on what's worked for them so far. Tank for the top lane and AD carry for Rahel.
They really want to start out with a win. They're just like, no funny business. We're not going to be going outside of our champion pools. I do feel like every team's going to have a different read on this, because just to speak a little bit about our last series, the Lion versus FlyQuest, like I was very surprised that FlyQuest so heavily all into the mage's bot lane right away with Ziggs into Sylas, and I don't feel like Masu had the same level of performance he had last split on the AD carries, but here we'll see Sentinels go with a fairly standard opening for themselves. And a pretty standard opening for Dignitas, to be completely honest.
Yeah, true. One thing that I did want to spot from Dignitas, I was hoping that we'd get this, and it seems like we are, is holding top lane pick for later. They can pick it right now because they already see that the K'Sante is going to be played for Impact, but I felt that one of the biggest things they need to do with a rookie top laner that's known for carries, get him the counter pick. He has that now, so it's not being banned out either. Sentinels take away the Ziggs, more worried about what else could go into that bot lane. I'm assuming it could be the Jace top.
Yeah, I believe it'll be the Jace top into Impact's K'Sante, and then FBI can just pick a standard AD carry into the Ezreal as well. Kind of interesting how this whole pick ban phase has been very standard. We were ready for all this craziness, Cassio, Vault. I mean, the Lion series was just such a weird
That was a ridiculous series. What did Raz say? I don't even remember if he said it live.
He said these are not serious players.
These are not serious plays.
Yeah, this is not well, no, this is not a serious game.
Oh, yeah, that
They're
was
serious players, but it's not a serious game with how many kills were happening.
Very bloody in that last series. We'll see if this one's able to deliver as well, as the Victor is now banned away. So we'll get to learn here soon. The Sentinels will lock in first, but then Dignitas get to show. Is that Jace just going top lane standard for Denethor, or is it going to go to FBI, and they're giving us some spice in the bottom lane? Sentinels yet to lock in a mid laner. Would expect that here, saving the support counter pick.
Absolutely. Darkwings generally excels on control mages. I really did like that Victor ban. I think likely that this Sylas goes mid lane. It has okay ultimates so far with the Orianna and the J4 to be able to steal. It's a winning matchup for the Orianna, but the Sylas can outscale through side lanes.
Okay, but with these hovers, I imagine that that is Jace top, and they're going to go for a mage in the bottom lane. As they were hovering.
They were hovering.
Yeah, and then immediately they lock in the Caitlyn. All right, there we go. It's right back to the tried and true classics here for Dignitas and Sentinels.
Now, do we get the Caitlyn Karma for the lane prior, or do we get the Caitlyn Alistair to maximize the comfort picks and keep Ignar on an engaged champ?
Or, I mean, that could be a little exciting. They're definitely taking their time picking what the optimal choice is. There's still a lot that can really
maximum lane prio,
and there it is.
And bad ults for Sylas.
True.
Yeah, it's a little tricky trying to pick. Like, if you pick Alistair there into a Sylas, you're kind of running it down, even if it might be better for Ignar, but the Karma is not going to be giving the best access to the Sylas.
Interesting draft priority here from Dignitas coming in. It will be Denethor debuting in the LCS, playing Jace top lane into Impact on a tank. Going up against one of the NA GOATs on one of the NA GOATs comfort picks here. This is going to be a bit of a mountain for Denethor to climb now. as it's not necessarily. Well, I guess I don't know too much about the top lane matchup. Would you say that this is like Jace can take over this lane and kind of run away with it?
I mean, one of the reasons we see the proliferation of Jace around the world is because he can win basically every lane matchup if you play it well, but you don't stomp people. You just get small incremental advantages. So are you 200 gold up at 6 minutes, into 400 gold up at 8 minutes, into slowly taking plates and not making mistakes? Because if you do make a mistake in this matchup into the Cassante, and he's able to get ahead of the curve on you in his armor stacking, with the only magic damage being Orianna, you have double physical, or sorry, with the, the Cassante can get insane amounts of armor this game very early if you make one mistake on the Jace.
The jungler's 80, the top lane's 80. The 80 carry is an 80 carry, not a mage. So let's see if Impact can get tanky enough, or if Dignitas can get their Jace into the game. Welcome to the LCS Denethor. Welcome back to Summer Split. Sentinels and Dignitas, Riot Games Arena. Let's get ready. Hopping into game number 1 of our second series of the beginning of Summer Split.
As we are loading in, there is a quick pause in the game right now. Perfect timing for it. We can blame Ignar. He's the one who paused it. I'm sure we'll quickly investigate. They're already talking to the referees right now.
Well, you never know. Maybe it was a teammate saying, hey, can somebody pause for me?
You know what I'd like? This is an unofficial request to all players if they watch this back. When they pause, if they could just type in all chat why they paused.
Oh,
because there's this whole game of telephone that happens where like they talk to the refs eventually relay to the producers relay to us. But I'm like in the client. They can just tell me why they paused, and I could immediately show it to the viewers.
Well, I'm hearing that the reason producers have told me.
Yeah.
So this is the game of telephone you're talking about.
Yeah.
So telephone line
and
number
now
3.
The producers tell you,
refs
and you were going to tell me,
and I'm going to tell you, and then you can tell the audience.
Okay.
Is that Ignar loading into game immediately had his E upgraded. So they're investigating that. Can you check right now? Because it is.
Yeah. I mean, the E is skilled.
So not Q. So that Karma starting E instead of the Q, that is not necessarily ideal. They're investigating if it's a bug or a player error. Because sometimes you just hit like the upgrade ability, maybe you click something.
Listen, I'm in the replay.
Okay. Jad's going to take a look.
We're at 1 second. He's not ranked up.
Oh.
I feel like...
Okay, and when does it get ranked
at 7 seconds, it gets ranked up.
Feels like a player error.
I don't feel like the game would just randomly do it. So they have the ability to go back and check key inputs.
We'll see. Have you ever done that, Jet? Have you ever accidentally upgraded the wrong thing going into lane? I feel like that's a common experience.
I mean, it more happens on, what are some of the champions that automatically have a point in a skill?
Well, Karma, technically.
Yeah, well, like Zyra, I think.
Sure. Azir.
You can accidentally put a point in the wrong ability and be really screwed at level 1.
Yeah.
Definitely happened.
I'm trying to think, like, is that the worst one you could do as Karma? Because obviously you want the Q, right? Like, that's how you create that lane priority you're talking about.
Like, it's a big deal to be able to have Q at level 1, but you could still get by with a shield at level 1. Like, the value of, like, a Lulu E versus Lulu Q, if I'm taking that comparison, like, Lulu E level 1 is still fine.
And you know what? They could try and bait the Nautilus to engage, not expecting the E coming in. So there we go.
Yeah.
There's a positive spin to this. They are all chatting now.
Just...
Oh no, those are One Piece spoilers. We can't mention that.
You don't want to do a One Piece spoiler?
That's a One Piece spoiler for me. I'm not caught up on the manga, so I don't want to mention that.
Okay.
Yeah. Anybody in the audience One Piece fans? Raise your hand. Show of hands.
Oh, definitely.
Oh, there's a lot. Yeah, there's a couple. All right, I won't say the spoilers in case anybody's not caught up. Yeah, no, they're even calling them out in all chat that those are spoilers.
Seems like they're remaking because I just got kicked out of the game.
Okay.
So it might have been a bug.
Jet, we have an update. The telephone line is continuing.
Nobody's talking to me.
No one's talking to you.
Yeah.
Well, because you were talking, so they're probably talking to me. And then I had to listen to what you were saying and what they were saying.
Producers just called me a yapper.
Oh, okay, fair enough. But we have confirmation. It was a bug, so not a player error.
It was a bug.
So that's weird. 7 minutes in, it just does that.
I mean, I'm honestly fine with it. Like, if I'm being a real stickler, like, if I was on Sentinels, I'd be trying to argue that it was his fault because I'd love to play into a team that had a Karma E at level 1, but they probably don't even know what the pause is for.
I would imagine not.
Yeah.
I don't think that the refs would update them.
Yeah.
On,
and they have good ways of verifying this as well, so completely believe it. And it's better to see a game with the Karma that has the correct ability.
True. I think everybody will be happier seeing this game play out correctly, especially Dignitas. Because a reminder, I mentioned this earlier when they were walking out, and sometimes it feels pretty bad to poke at it, but they didn't pick up a series win in Spring Split. You know, the old 0-7 caught a couple of game wins in there, but they really struggled during that season, and that's a tough position to be in for a squad that is historically had a couple of highs here and there. Dig Summer, you know, that was a couple of years back now. Can we get Dig Summer again with this new rookie top laner? You're questioning.
I'm just double checking because I have this whole thing. I can spoil it now for you tomorrow.
Okay.
A little behind the curtain. Like C9 hasn't lost a regular season series all year.
Oh.
They're like the world champions of regular
That's crazy.
season. But if Dignitas has only won a single series the entire year, that's also kind of insane. Because they won the first Ultimate Grudge match against Shopify Rebellion. And yeah, they absolutely were 0-7.
They got a couple of game wins again.
3 game wins, 14 losses, which is actually a worse ratio than C9. They were worse than C9 was good in the regular season. So they need to turn around.
Also, producers, funny enough, they called you a yapper, and you didn't yap correctly there. It's Ultimate Grudge Match Bowl. That's what it is.
Ultimate Grudge Match
You have
Bowl.
to add the bowl at the
Correct.
end. Do we
I
even have the
apologize.
stinger? I don't know if we have the stinger loaded and ready.
No, because it's not the Ultimate Grudge Match. We can only use it during Shopify.
But I thought maybe our producers were always prepared for it. Because we were promised that if we ever said those words, they would run it live on broadcast.
Only during the Ultimate Grudge Match Bowl. Like
was that stipulated? I didn't hear that.
It just doesn't make sense if you run it in other places.
Well, I agree. But
we say it during C9 FlyQuest, and suddenly that's the Ultimate Grudge Match Bowl.
Best to be prepared, Jed. You never know.
It is best to be prepared, but at a certain point, you're just confusing people.
All right, somebody just yelled Kangas in the audience and has a sign right now. It says, please stun Jed.
Give me the stunner.
Well, you know what? If the pause takes a little longer, maybe we'll resort to that. You know, we'll get me and Jed up on stage.
No.
I'll find a new co-caster.
The only person that can get stuns is Raz because of his ridiculous physical comedy abilities. I don't know how this guy
Raz
does it.
can sell a stunner. Let me tell you.
He flipped over the back. If people haven't seen this clip, he flipped over the back of the couch and landed on his head and was just totally fine.
And he stayed in that position with his legs up.
You did no practice. You had no discussion, and you just did it naturally.
Both of those were completely one takes. I asked him for the first one, do we want to rehearse this? And he said no. He said, nah, do it to me live.
He might actually be in the wrong profession. It's perhaps he's a very good analyst.
Yeah.
He's potentially better at physical comedy.
Or it proves that we need to lean more into WWE broadcast style for the LCS. I think we need to get players to do it. I'll call APA out. I told him, hey, go stun Raz. And he said, I'm not going to do it.
He wrestled in high school.
Yeah, he probably would have hurt Raz.
He might have just done a real move.
He might have just like Winter Soldier activating. Just like, just going to completely demolish Raz and his whole career. His head's probably not that strong. All right, well, it looks like the players are getting back and ready to hop into game here, so the pause has been sorted. I imagine we had to go back through either a chrono break or redraft. Regardless.
Yep, had to do a full redraft, but we're back in.
There we go. Dignitas versus Sentinels. Thank you for your patience, everybody in the audience and everybody back home. We are back for game number 1, and already an early flash out of Huhi and a response from FBI.
Yep, they did the quick little run 3 people bot lane, try and land that first Nautilus hook. End up trading Flash for Flash support for 80 carry, and now Darkwings is going to be a little bit late to the wave, but should generally be okay. I'm going to check to see if he loses any minions. They can see him on this ward.
I almost always favor, though.
And he's fine.
Being the Nautilus with the Hex Flash, you know, you're kind of fine anyway. You're just going to be going into the brush, trying to get control there, Hex Flashing out. FBI now is in a much more scary position.
Yeah, it's actually a really good play because the Karma Nautilus want to take bush control really early on in the game, so sending 3 people down there, not only were they able to get the flash, they were also able to clear the ward that got placed, so you can see there's no wards available anymore for Dignitas' bot lane.
And already, big chunk on the Ignar means 1 potion down there, answered back onto Huhi, who has not chugged 1 yet. We'll see how that bot lane priority continues. I imagine still the Caitlyn and the Karma, but we heard FBI had some nerves about the upcoming game, so let's take a listen.
Guys, I'm nervous. I feel like my traps are going to look funny.
Don't they look funny when you're not nervous too?
I'm always nervous when I play Caitlyn.
Oh.
I'm 27, bro. Like.
He's 27. Come on, you got to give him a break.
Geez, what's the implication there? The Caitlyn's just like this mechanical god champion. Oh, another nice hook there by Huhi.
Yeah, getting big chunks on the Ignore. Yeah, he said my traps are going to look funny.
Yeah.
First of all, if you're worried about your traps looking funny, just do some shrugs, some like 50-pound dumbbell shrugs. That's going to help out. Second of all, I feel like if anything, it'd be like the net placement that would be the bigger concern, right? Going the wrong direction.
Yeah.
Like that. Yeah.
That's a bad one. Did you ever see that TikTok account of one trap guy?
I have. Yes.
He just only works out one trap.
Have you seen, what was the M. Night Shyamalan movie with the similar concept? The guy only works out half his body? Don't do that. PSA for folks back home. Probably going to cause some issues. Top lane currently going the way of Denethor. And speaking of, let's get to know him a little bit more in case you missed the start of the show. 22-year-old top lane rookie joining us in the LCS, known for his carry top lane picks and also a couple accolades under his belt in CLOL and playing in Tier 2 NACL. As bot lane 2v2 trades come in, FBI and Ignar back off the worst of it.
Yeah, really interesting counterpunch there from Rahel. The lethal tempo Ezreal scary early on. That was barrier spent by FBI, but here they're going. Hambach's here though.
Well, the root onto Ignar, but now damage back onto Hui. It's first blood to FBI. Traded right back, and it's a double now to Hambach. XU cannot get onto the Ezreal, so that will be 3. Sentinels winning the bot lane skirmish.
Perfect timing there from Hambach, and he is rewarded with the double kill. Thankfully does give one over to Rahel at the end, but that whole sequence, if this is actually going to be a 3v3, it's incredibly dangerous for Dignitas and XU to go for this because they're already a barrier and a heal down. So they have no way of actually having combat summers for the 3v3. So yes, they get the first blood in, but everyone has already burned Flash by that time, so it's very easy for Sentinels to clean up the rest of the fight.
Watching that action, we'll get back to that because top lane now, Huhi's walked up. Straight out from base. Denethor probably fine here. His impact's nowhere close. So skirmish for the Scuttle Crab on the top river right now. Darkwing's roaming from mid lane. XU's in trouble here in a 1v2. He's taken out. Darkwing's with the kill. Now 4-1 in favor of Sentinels.
Yeah, and that's just nice mid-jungle synergy there by Hambach and Darkwing's. Palafox unable to support in the river there, and XU without his flash trying to get a little cheeky on that crab. So Hambach finds him and makes things go from bad to worse. The only good thing that's happening for Dignitas so far this game, I feel like, is actually Denethor is doing okay at the start of the lane on Jace.
Yeah.
Everything else is a little bit on fire.
Look at that. He must have been like a rare card pulled out of that pack right there because he's got the gold lead right now individually over Impact, but everywhere else on the Rift right now is Sentinel's colors. Not by the biggest margins, but still, it counts.
Yeah, and on that note, we'll see how Denethor ends up doing against Impact here because Impact actually has a long history of being the top laner who gets to face rookies during their debut.
He's the welcome party.
It's a very specific stat. The fact that this has happened 6 times where these players' first ever LCS games were against Impact and only Sniper was able to win. That was a Riven game where they came from behind in that game. So we'll see what Denethor is able to do. The rest of his team, the start of this game, just stay focused. Your top lane, maybe you can make something happen.
Shout out to Surdy. I believe I think if I read that right, he was 6-2 in his loss to Impact in his debut. Oof. That's tough. As the flash engage from the bot lane. Ignar locked down by Huhi, and with Hambach there for the damage, Rahel can smack him down with Huhi getting the kill credit.
Unfortunate that Huhi was the one to take that, but unfortunate for everyone but Huhi. Supports do actually love gold.
Hey, supports matter, Chad, okay?
Yeah.
You know what? You say now it's a bad call, but once he has that locket, saves Rahel's life, looks a lot better. Impact in a 1v1 versus Denethor top lane. All out used. Denethor is able to walk it out, though. Flash forward from Impact, looking for the damage, and he gets it! Impact says, welcome to the LCS for the solo kill.
Nicely done there by Impact. Denethor greeting his flash there. Really wanted to just be able to reset, knowing that Impact had burned his own flash, but play those games, sometimes you get punished. Couldn't dodge the Q3.
Yeah, exactly. Denethor is going to wish that he had used that flash, as Impact is able to snipe the third Intofo strike. And now, suddenly, that one bastion of hope for Dignitas in the gold department is gone. It's not out of control yet. Sentinels are only 1.3k ahead overall. But still, now it is every single player with a small gold lead for themselves as the bottom Scuttle Crab will be taken. Let's see if the Dragon is focused here by Sentinels. Yeah, he's walking around, not going to go for it.
It is a very concerning start just based off of the team compositions, though. A lot of times when you have Karma, Caitlyn, Orianna, the idea of that team comp is you have Perma Prio in bot and mid. and then you can be first on objectives and make them walk into you, but they don't have the prio.
Yeah.
So they have mostly just squishy people that can't walk in, and there's a lot of engage options on the side of Sentinels.
Denthor takes a rough trade in the 1v1 top lane again, as Impact will walk forward, just keep him off of the wave. Third and Topo strike, going to be sidestepped, and Denthor's fine. Actually got the wave in. That's very important for the Jace right now.
Lizimer Hell is just kind of left on his own at the moment. As Sentinels just take their resets, it will give XU time to take the Drake. So that's a small consolation prize for Dignitas, still being able to get an objective.
They got the priority that time. He was on the roam, he went for a reset, and Karma Caitlyn are able to get the bot wave in. So XU has a window now. It's on Vision because the Scuttle Crab was taken, but Sentinels, they have a couple of people here. They might go for the fight after the Dragon. Smite is secured.
They could slow play this.
They go for the dredge line, lands onto XU level 6. J4's locked down. Cataclysm stolen by Dark Wings. The Shockwave is there, but that is XU down as Sentinels look for more. It's traded, losing their mid laner for the jungler. Dark Wings for XU.
Actually, Dignitas is going to be completely fine with that.
Yeah.
The minions will be able to get shoved in mid lane by Palafox as well. Good bit of burst they were able to put back onto Dark Wings, and then everybody gets out. So they get the Dragon and a nice 1-for-1 plus the wave, and now they're going to be initiating a swap to send Caitlyn top lane.
Palafox will also get another wave in the mid lane. Let's take another look at that, because the Dragon's secured, but then it's an engage from Sentinels after.
Yeah, I mean, Ezreal cutting through everyone made me really confident in the start, but at the end of the day, like, Rahel couldn't really become involved until the fight was over, and then Dark Wings took so much damage from Palafox during that.
Yeah, it was a great shockwave from Palafox to kind of set up that initial burst damage. Now it's the grub started up by Dignitas. Palafox over the wall. XU will get 2. And Flagon drags out straight into Dark Wings, who he can't follow up, but in comes Hambach. XU just has nowhere to escape to, and will go down for a 4th time this game. Got 2 of the grubs. Sentinels will pick up the 3rd, but Sentinels still up in gold, still up in kills, 8-2.
Yeah, nice collapse there by Sentinels. I'm pretty sure that Dignitas is just not allowed to do that. You can't just go straight from Drake into a fight, into running straight to the grub. So I think they were really trying to cheat the tempo right there, and they get caught by Sentinels. Hambach really off to the races now. XU, 4 deaths, still no Sundered Sky, and Hambach is chilling.
Palafox right now trying to catch his mid-wave is who he's hovering around. Palafox is now the one with the gold lead on Dignitas' side, but not by much as Darkwings will get 1 plate mid. Across the board, it is still Sentinels with leads, and Hambach the big one. 4-0-3, almost 100% kill participation right now on the Nefiri, and he is just completely smacking XU anytime they meet each other in the jungle, whether it's at the Dragon, whether it's at the Grubs. Hambach is getting fed.
Yeah, absolutely. He had a 90% win rate on Skarner throughout the year. It seemed like there's a bit of a Skarner one trick, so it's got to be promising for Sentinels to see him here on the Nefiri. He's got 3 Nefiri games on the year, only 1 win, but he's looked very comfortable on it in this game.
Well, 90%, does that mean he's 9-1?
On Skarner.
Wow.
Yeah, his Skarner's insane.
In Fearless, he got 10 games of Skarner.
Yeah, and they were like 7-1 on Caitlyn as well, so the Caitlyn
mid lane here, Darkwings goes for the 1v1 against Palafox, but XU was waiting. Darkwings steals away the Shockwave, but will die to XU. Ooh. As Dignitas get another kill on the board. Bot lane could be in trouble for them. FBI and Ignar low on health. Looks like Hambach and Huki attempted a dive, but did not pull it off.
With Darkwings down, though, there's got to be a bit of a timer. XU's going to be able to come over, and Palafox has been in fog.
He's on vision. Hambach and Huki see him, so they know that the J4 is there. As now they'll turn back onto him, but it looks like he'll be fine. Huki flashes the wall, misses the dredge line. XU throws up the angry monkey and walks away as he actually walks back towards them, thinking that they can pincer onto Hambach, but on pursuit over the wall, Hambach's fine.
Really interesting sequence right there as Darkwings teleports back. Palafox was shadowing, hasn't reset yet. And Sentinel's really trying to just keep their presence in this jungle.
Yeah. Huki and Hambach are walking between the turrets in the mid lane here as the wave crashes in. So they're just giving Darkwings so much priority right now to get more and more plates, get the Silas more gold, and try and catch back up to this Orianna.
Impact kind of getting a little bit out of hand in this top lane on Cassante. Plated steel caps completed. They catch Hambach, though, or they're able to defend their Krugs well. So Hambach actually lost a lot of his experience lead in this last little bit.
Yeah.
doing all this crossing. He probably spent about a minute not farming. Still hasn't based yet, so he's going to have to clear those camps and recover his tempo a bit.
He basically went from that bot jungle invade to through the turrets up to the top camps, didn't get them, and then has to walk away. Now back to his camps. He's got his top side up to clear.
Yeah, he's already sitting on 1,200 gold, so a lot of times that whole sequence, you would literally just go back to base and buy and then redeploy to your jungle. So you can see him right now, even though his camps are up, he's just going back to base because there's too much gold in inventory, and he needs to put that to use.
As all the lanes currently have prio for Sentinel's side. Mid lane's pushing out. Darkwing's on the bottom lane, getting some more gold for himself. Impact went for the reset, so maybe, rather Palafox on the top lane will be able to get a wave in, but not going too fast on it. Dragon's up in 15, and already Impact is walking down towards the objective. Going to save that TP to maybe get back to lane instead.
Yeah, absolutely. Palafox has stabilized that lane pretty well. He's mostly just stayed in the lane, aside from the Drake, which has allowed him to get small advantages anytime Darkwings ends up going for a roam. And now we see he's just farming plate gold in the top lane, and it looks like Dignitas is going to concede that Drake.
Yeah, this is Dignitas straight up conceding because they don't have TP on Palafox. He would have had to walk down much earlier. Impact actually diverted his course. He started off walking the Dragon and said, you know what, we can just walk top. I don't think that they're going to contest, and they did not. So Sentinels now get a Dragon, and they're able to get another wave for Impact top lane. It's tied Dragons 1-1 right now, but a 1.8k gold lead for Sentinels overall as Denethor getting engaged by Huhi. Darkwings did not have quite enough damage as the Silas, so Denethor will live in the bottom lane.
Flashed away.
Yep.
Well done by Denethor right here. Ooh, that guy takes a lot of damage from her hell. The Ezreal in the mid lane with the Trinity Force power spike can be very difficult to deal with.
Would you say, Jad, that FBI's playing nervous on the Caitlyn?
I haven't noticed anything.
Yeah?
Although, I don't know,
Okay.
it is a little nervous if I just go back to the early game play to have no barrier, no heal, and then still try and like make a play. It almost makes you a little desperate.
True.
Because you're not willing to accept that things haven't gone well.
As we want to give a quick reminder here, the LCS Championship is going to Gas South Arena in Atlanta, and tickets are available. Scan the QR code on your screen, get your tickets, come say hi. We had mullets for Spring Split. What are we doing for the Gas South Arena?
Gas. We're bringing the gas.
We're going to bathe.
I don't know.
Just pour it on us.
We need to figure out.
We'll do something with gas. There we go. That's actually, you know, I realize there's another type of gas we could lean into, but
I'm not mentioning it. I just said gas.
Then we have to bring Raz along.
You're the one who made it something bad.
Well, I feel like, I just watched Dune.
We're bringing the gas. All gas, no brakes.
All gas, no brakes. Exactly.
Yeah, that's the type of gas we're bringing.
In the South. There we go. Atlanta, Georgia. Make sure to get your tickets. I plan to be there. You going to be there, Jet?
I hope so.
Hope you're there. Hope to see you, buddy. Dignitas right now, the nervous 80 carry, has a backup in the mid lane here. Ignar's hovering around the Caitlyn. Xyu's in the top line brush with the control ward, so unspotted, but Sentinels are not going to give them an opportunity to engage. Instead, they are just happy to farm it out. 3 minutes for the Dragon. Herald is now on the Rift, so maybe that's where we look at action, but it's actually top lane. Denethor getting some damage on Impact as a teleport comes in from Palafox, but Impact just walks it out. So Dignitas teleport in Palafox essentially for a 5-man play at the Herald. Yeah,
they should be able to get this unless Darkwings wants to make a fight here. He can teleport in if he'd like to. So it's really on Sentinels if they're choosing to do something because they traded up hugely already. They got 2 turrets for this.
I think it's fine for them to not go for it. Darkwings gets the bottom turret. Hambach was hovering maybe to look for a smite steal, does not get it. So Dignitas secure the Herald, but will give up a turret for it.
Yeah, I mean, look at those lanes already in mid and bot. That's too much that Dignitas sacrificed for that. I really don't like the play to 5-man the Herald. And now
double turns.
Everyone resets and Palafox sticks around.
Sentinels are now making the play on to Palafox in the top lane. He's got the backup of Ignar here to keep him safe. The shields from Orianna and Karma. Now the re-engage on to Huhi. Palafox with a kill. Xyu Cataclysm on the Hambach, who's trying to escape. They went between the turrets. Might have been unwise. All out from Impact to carry Xyu to the waiting arms of his mid laner. Xyu will live. Barely gets out, so Dignitas actually defend the play.
Pretty nice by Palafox. Giga Brain, Palafaker at the moment. Roa build into the Archangel's build, so he's going to be very tanky here. That plus the Karma Shields is making it really difficult for Sentinels to actually finish off any of these kills, and the fight continues.
Yeah, the Herald went down, did not get the turret, and now Darkwings looks for the play up here with the help of Hambach jumping in onto Denethor, but again, the Karma Shields too much for right now. Dignitas get their top laner and support out of there, but the crucial thing is the Herald was used, did not get a full turret.
True.
Only got the plates, 1 plate remaining in that top lane, as I imagine Sentinels will now get their 3rd turret of the game.
Yeah, and there's still a 3,000 gold lead for Sentinels in this game, so they're still fairly comfortably far ahead. Rahel's still working on completing his Manamune into a Muramana, and Impact is still going to be extremely difficult to kill because the only one who can really do damage to him is Palafox, and Palafox is going to want to use his damage elsewhere.
And he's also, like you highlighted, going for a tankier build. This is not the one-shot big burst Orianna build. This is the survive the Nefiri, survive the Sylas that are going to be jumping on top of you build. Impact's going to be nigh unkillable in this game. So count your lucky stars. If you're able to take him out from Dignitas' side, they're going to have to find some magic to make that happen because Denethor was not able to get that incremental lead you were talking about. When you looked at Jace versus Cassante, it was about these slow advantages you can get, but Impact solo killed him and has now been kind of running away with the rest of the laning phase.
Yeah, he's gone Black Cleaver first at least to give his team somewhat of a chance. If he can shred the armor a bit from the Cassante, then maybe FBI will be able to just pepper him down with a little BB gun he's got.
Little pepper.
Little tap, tap, tap.
I wonder where that phrase even comes from. Pepper and something?
Pepper and something?
Yeah. Is it like you'd put a dash of pepper in like a recipe? Maybe that's what it is. We'll Google it later.
Yeah. I
Dragon setup?
know if I've heard
stay on
this.
Yeah, right?
I must have heard it.
Phrases just come from places, man.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Sentinels are on the Dragon right now. Dignitas will get a top turret. That is one picked up for them now, and some gold in Denethor's pocket. But the 2nd Dragon for Sentinels, as they will now lead 2-1 in the Dragon count here.
I do really enjoy casting with you because we do come from slightly different eras. So there's sometimes there's this huge knowledge gap of culture.
But this is one that we can relate to. Neither of us have the answer. I was relying on you and your wise elder
But you're
knowledge.
the one who'd heard it.
Well, had you never heard the phrase pepper?
I probably have, but it does not ring any bells.
Yeah, I know the phrase salt and pepper is where you got you got a little gray hair in your hair, or in my case, beard. Which I think I actually have more than you do. Do you use any product?
On my beard?
You can admit it.
Use a razor.
No, well, I meant the hair. But it's okay.
No, I do not dye my hair.
Yes, reaching for something there. Yes, there we go. That's a big one. 3K gold lead for Sentinels as I think we're just kind of waiting for the next objective to come up. Neither of these teams have really been going for creative engages. That's the way I'll phrase it there. Some teams like to say, hey, let's just make action happen and try and invade and take away these camps and then go for the turrets. Nah, these teams have been kind of waiting around for the Dragon, for the Herald, for these more standard objectives to dictate when they're going to go in.
For sure, but Dignitas does need to make this a long game now if they want a chance. They need to scale up so FBI can become a big carry, just with how badly the early game did go for them. So it is on Sentinels to accelerate this game, and they haven't done a great job of it, but they're still slowly stacking the Drakes, and that's why they're waiting. The Baron could be something they start forcing, although their Baron damage isn't particularly fast either.
Yeah.
They'd be looking for picks.
I will say that was a moment I thought maybe I provoked something to happen, because Hambach went for the little Raptor steel look, defended by Palafox and XU, but still at least was trying. And that's kind of the thing that you can go for with comps like this, is try and go for these invades. We saw Hambach and Hui already attempt that earlier in the game. Would not be surprised if that's kind of where they look for until that next Dragon comes up, because like you highlighted, they don't have that Baron damage, right? It's not like they can just burst this thing down if ever Dignitas are on the wrong side of the rift. So instead, just get Hui to link up with Hambach. As what was it, Emily? Her way too early prediction, the hot take, was that they would be a top 2 jungle support.
The best.
Oh, the best.
Emily's hot take is that Hui and Hambach will be the best jungle support
by the end of the summer split.
By the end of the split.
So I assume regular season, because these were regular season hot takes.
Regular season predictions.
Because otherwise we wouldn't be able to do the payoff of the bet afterwards. Hambach going for another invade now in the bottom jungle. Flash forward from Impact onto Palafox. All in onto the Orianna, but he flashes back to safety as Hui trying to block the approach from the rest of Dignitas. TP completed from Denethor. A little late to making a big impact as Impact's able to walk away. Sentinels get out. No pick for them, but also not losing a man. They'll get teleport out of Denethor.
Yeah, Palafox doing a lot of work here. Still deathless, and they've made a lot of plays trying to kill him, so he's definitely playing aggressively on these lanes. And Sentinels is going for the plays on him, but they've just been unable to get the executes, and it's part of it is that tankier Orianna build. He's already
More
gone.
action potentially on the bottom side here is who he has the depth charge. Going to flash forward to land it onto Denethor. Darkwing's trying to reposition, cannot get the chains. Denethor is fine. Darkwing's in trouble as XU's trying to chase away Rahel and Hambach on the side. So that's Palafox on the killing spree. Hambach will eventually take down XU as FBI's in some trouble. Found Impact in the Dragon Pit. Double kill over to Palafox. Impact's all alone. Dignitas are finding a play in their favor as Impact will get shut down by the AD carry. Nervous on the Caitlyn. That's 3 for Dig.
You could see Golden Glue kind of wondering, how did that happen? As he's going back through this, there are 2 different fights that are happening. Huhi and Darkwings are trying to fight over in the top side as a teleport comes in from Palafox to really turn that 3v2. But more importantly, like, XU lasts for so long in here, and FBI, you feel like he's going to be completely dead in this fight before the shields come over from the other side of the fight that Dignitas has won. Flash, heal, shield from Ignar's Karma into Palafox, also being able to add shielding, and they got the kill.
Kill him. Nice.
Nice, exactly. Well done, Ignar. All the shields coming through, and even that initial play, Huhi flashing the wall to try and get onto Denethor. When there's a Karma right there, that's a bold play. Even if you are able to land the Abscond Abduct from Darkwings, I think that's kind of tough. So I got to say, okay, what's going on here? What are we doing?
For Spring Split takes.
We're still running this
for
one.
Shopify.
We're still old news.
news.
This is old news, Jack. We got a new take.
What's your
new
new
take? This is the summer take. This is the Palafox Summer, baby. Look at that. 4-0-2. I believe. Call it a feeling. Call it an inclination. I think Palafox is going to have a glow up this summer. He looked much better in Spring Split from his lock-in debut and much better from last year. So I'm excited for this player, NA mid laner. We don't have many left in the league, but he's showing that he has been improving over the last couple of splits.
That's incredible foresight by you, Kangas, to be ready with that for this game.
That was a graphic I requested before he went 4-0.
Yeah, it's not like they could have made that live. Those things take a lot of time.
Yeah, exactly. I asked for LCS resources to make that.
Did you caster curse him at this moment, though? Because this is a very important dragon fight
for
Dignitas. They're still down in gold, even though they seem to be coming back in the game.
They don't have to go for this. They could give it up.
Very hard
only
for
the
them to walk
dragon for Sentinels.
Very hard.
Kind of locked down here. Spent a lot of time around that bottom line brush, and the team already walked away, but now we got back to safety. Impact and Huhi were not fully committed to keeping XU in place, and instead it will just be the dragon taken by Hambach. Dignitas did not find an angle in, and they didn't even get the mid wave into this mid turret. Now Huhi engages in onto FBI. Impact's trying to get on top of him as well, but Huhi actually goes out first. FBI is fine. Hambach will eventually dive through and take down the AD carry as Denethor will fall as well. Hambach and Darkwing stepping up when Sentinels needed to get onto the crucial carries. They'll find 2.
And Sentinels just decide to full send through everyone on Dignitas right there. XU had avoided a few of the initial engages, and then a massive fight just breaks out. I think that's how they need to be able to play these fights, is just go straight through to Caitlyn rather than trying to kill this really tanky Orianna who is going to be building a Zonias as well. Nicely played there by Sentinels.
Let's take another look at that engage because it looked rough for FBI at first.
Yeah, I mean, nice hook there by Huhi straight onto FBI. That allows him to pick up that first kill as everyone just chases through onto him. And then Denethor ends up just being the unfortunate recipient of the reset and a Fury ultimate. So they get the 2 for 1.
Call the packs, a great ability for Hambach to be able to dive past all of the other champions, get straight onto FBI, who almost got out of the initial engage.
Okay.
Now Baron started up here by Sentinels. XU will spot it out with the flag over the wall. Rest of Dignitas approaching from the top jungle here, but they're taking their time. Baron down to 3/4 health, but again, it does not go down quickly against the Sentinels composition. So FBI have some time, Dignitas, some time to get their AD carry into
risky.
position.
I mean, they're getting the mid push right now, so I'd imagine they're thinking of pulling off of this.
Ace and Hole will just be used onto Darkwing to poke him out a little bit. Palafox will catch this wave. Impact's keeping it leashed for now, but will back off. Sentinels do not commit to the Baron, and instead Dignitas will have an opportunity now to try and catch these waves.
It's pretty interesting the type of game that XU is having right now, because he's definitely died a lot falling behind, but he's going to have Death Stance GA and then also Orianna and Karma Shield, so he's going to end up being like a decently tanky engager for a while. He still feels like he's having impact in these fights, even though he's so far behind in the game.
Currently, though, I think that Dragon's going to be where we see the kind of game made or broken for either one of these
This
squads.
soul fight.
If Sentinels can get the soul, that's pretty big for them. Their Cassante will just be straight up unkillable at that point with Chemtech soul. Whereas Dignitas still got a bigger hill to climb, even if they're able to take that and deny the soul from Sentinels, because they'll need to pick up a few more, but at least buys them some of that time.
Yeah, FBI hitting that 3-item power spike as well is going to be pretty important.
Interesting that he went for the rapid fire instead of something like LDR to try and get through impact early.
Yeah.
I don't know if I love that.
No, that is true.
I mean, yeah, you're going to be able to do a lot more damage to Hambach, to Darkwings. Maybe that's the goal here.
RC is one of these items where in almost every situation, the stat efficiency of the item is just worse than pretty much every other Zeal upgrade, but there's just, you cannot fight the feeling of not being able to hit.
Sure.
And you just want that extra little bit of range so that you're able to do something.
It is dopamine.
Otherwise, it feels like you're never able to enter the fight.
When you get that extra range headshot, ooh, that's great. But let's see if it bites him. Because, again, you're able to get more damage, more poke onto things like Darkwings and Hambach before the fights, but it means you will be doing less damage to Impact, who has currently been kind of the brick wall for Sentinels as Dignitas look to engage onto Hambach here. They use the Cataclysm in the top river. Flash out from Hambach. He was all alone and is now down a Summoner.
Yeah, bunch of ultimates expended there by Dignitas on that attempt onto Hambach, but getting the flash. And on the 700 gold bountied jungler could be important later.
Those ults will be back before the Dragon Soul fight. That flash will not be back by the Dragon Soul fight. So you could argue Dignitas are in a better position, but Sentinels have a window now.
But will they be back before this Baron is dead?
They can go straight for the Baron because that's 3 ults down. They will not be back for the Baron fight. So this is a huge opportunity for Sentinels. Dignitas, if they want to contest, they will have Karma and Jace. Those aren't even ultimates.
They're peeling for a fight.
Now the Baron's down to 3K. They're just trying to deny the entrance, but it's stolen! Xq's able to get into the pit and take it for Dignitas. Impact was over the wall, and he almost goes down. Still alive for now. Sentinels now looking for the team fight win since they didn't get the objective. Double kill to Darkwings. Hambach continues to chase.
Is in there.
Hambach is godlike as he will take down Ignar. It's just Palafox alive under the tier 2 top turret. Will flash with the shockwave. What a shutdown play for the mid laner of Dignitas.
Palafaker, the only one keeping Dignitas in this game. Nice steal by Xu, but then everyone else loses the Baron buff outside of Palafox. And crucially, I think these death timers that we have with the spawn of this Chem Soul is going to allow the Soul to go over to Sentinels. Watch this one more time.
Let's see how he steals this.
I mean, I believe Sentinels just fly over the wall, and then Xu just flies in, I think. Unless...
So he flag and drags over.
He just flash smites.
Flash, yeah,
flash smite.
69
smite
health.
auto.
Nice auto.
Yeah, it's the smite auto from 1460. But then the fight is a wash because, as we talked about, no ultimates, right? No Jarvan ult, no Orianna ult, no Caitlyn, Flash, or Barrier by the end of this fight. You're not going to have those, and the Chem Soul is in the hands of Sentinel. So despite the steal, Baron isn't what he used to be.
Nope.
Doesn't give you that much gold. You can see Baron power play is currently sitting negative 682. That includes the gold given by the Baron, so advantage Sentinels.
And also, even though Palafox had a really fancy-looking kill there at the end, there's just one kill, and he's the only one with Baron. So Denethor is able to get that bottom turret, the outer turret, even without the Baron. But currently, it's really just Palafox holding it down for Dignitas. Sentinels with the Dragon Soul and priority in mid lane and now top lane here. Going to keep the pressure on to Dig. The nice thing is with that Baron, it really denies one of the bigger win conditions for Sentinels. Because like you said, yes, Baron's not what he used to be. But if you have the Elder or the Dragon Soul with the Baron, you can go for the turret dives. You can push the waves in and then really try and force the end of the game. Now that they don't have that Baron and game win condition, I think that this game could go on a little bit longer. Like I don't see a clear avenue for Sentinels to just end the game despite getting the Dragon Soul. So then my next question for you, Jad, is who does that favor? Is it Sentinels that are happy for a long game to keep scaling up, or do you think that there's an avenue that Dignitas can hit some big item power spikes and actually find a way back in?
Oh, I do think that if the game goes to like 50 minutes, I'm going to want the 7-item Caitlyn.
Okay.
Just in general with the shielding that they have, but I still think just with the Chem Soul and the engage options that Sentinels have, and the fact that Dignitas is going to have to expose themselves to go for Elder, that does still favor Sentinels based on the current game state.
Ooh, Shockwave in the mid lane.
Unless
damage onto the Nautilus. They're trying to full send, but he's able to dredge line back to that mid turret and gets out of there. That's one ultimate down. As now Hambach looks for the re-engage onto FBI. Big chunk of damage. As the flash bar from Hui will continue the engage. Hui goes down, but he bought the space for the team. FBI stays alive for quite a while, but Rahel with the double kill is unleashed. XU goes back in. Denethor trying to get the damage in. They got the 80 carry.
Whoa.
As it's just the mid laner and top laner left for Sentinels versus Dignitas with Denethor and XU. Now, Darkwing's looking for the Proto Belt engage. They're not going to find it, but essentially a 3-for-3 trade in what looks like a great start for Sentinels.
Yeah, the start of that fight made me think the game was going to be over. But then the late turn by Denethor arriving to kill FBI, I'm going to have to see again because Palafox ended up kind of taking a bunch of time at the end of this fight. But okay, the way it started is just FBI getting a little too far up, right? They're able to get a big engage onto him and chunk him completely out. Hook lands onto Ignar, but then let's watch how Rahel ends up dying. So tons of time bought over by Palafox, but now my eyes are on Rahel here in the mid lane. Just gets hit by the EQ and the Jace walking up and auto-attacking him. Big 1,000 gold bounty over to Denethor on the back end of that fight.
The traps. Shiva.
The traps were good there, I bet.
Traps, yeah. You know, you're saying he was nervous about it. The trap placement's looking a little funky. But hey, he stayed alive for quite a while. That's twice now who he's gone in for a dredge line and not used the depth charge on FBI. It happened in the mid lane. He instead uses it onto the clump. That time he used it onto Palafox, and then FBI got like 4 more autos off there as a invade happens from Hambach. He's actually able to, I believe, smite that away. Yeah, he's able to take away the red buff. But I just like to highlight that because in moments like that, yeah, you get the big value from like going for the Fed member, but maybe if you just ult FBI, you are able to just smash that team fight and then close it out right there. But it's all what ifs.
Yep.
Currently, it is Sentinels still pushing in the waves as they're trying to pepper down this top tier 2.
Yeah, a couple of death caps completed for both mid laners, so Palafox and Darkwings are really going to be bringing some pain.
I mean,
did get some chunk damage onto Impact, but he's very tanky.
Yeah, that guy's so tanky right now, and he's already built a little bit of magic resist as well. So Palafox won't even be doing as much. Speaking of, he's at 4 items completed. He died earlier, so he's no longer at the 10 seals, or 10 stacks rather, on the Dark Seal.
Yep.
Only at the 5. Could get some more back here, but essentially has 4.5 items under his belt just worth of stats.
Yeah, probably going either Void Staff or Crypt Bloom at the end of his build, but we'll have to see what he does. Currently sitting on 642 AP and level 18, so hard to get much stronger if you're Palafox.
Also, LDR now completed on FBI. There we go. He's got that
ready to go.
Armor penetration now for Impact as Hambach. Yet again, the one focused on. Anytime he's far forward, Dignitas trying to engage, but it's so hard to actually lock down an Fury. Nigh impossible. Impact found a really big flank here. If he's able to get onto FBI, the 80 here could be in trouble. He flashes away, and now he's doing damage! Shut down onto Impact!
That's huge!
4-item Caitlyn is doing it as XU finds the engage onto Rahel. The shockwave is enough. Rahel, just barely living, is able to kite it back. Rahel is still alive! FBI takes down Darkwings regardless. Sentinels get their 80 carry out, but they will lose their mid laner. Hambach will take down Denethor. But that is a 2-for-1 trade in favor of Dignitas.
The timing on the Jarvan EQ flash with the Orianna Shockwave was perfect there. Let's see if they're able to capitalize off of it, though, because Denethor died, and Impact will be able to TP back in 20 seconds for
Baron's
the Elder,
down to 4K.
So Baron's probably gone.
Yeah, Baron's going to be gone. Hambach's not even going to go for the attempt.
But if they hold them off, that means they're going to be able to get Elder, which would just make the game longer and longer. Yeah, everyone should be able to make it back. Super interesting, though. Teleport coming in on the bot side. Looks like they're going to want to contest this.
Yeah, I think so. They will have the Shockwave back. They will not have Cataclysm for XU. But Palafox, watch this Orianna. 4 items completed. They're trying to get in there. The teleport's coming in for Impact now. Sentinels have
He's in the wrong spot.
Trying to buy time. He's going to go down. That is confirmed. Dignitas now have a 5v4 contest. Elder Dragon still at 7,300 as Impact's just trying to buy space. Hambach will now look for the engages. Palafox goes into the stasis. No one's actually looking at him. He got the Shockwave off! Palafox, massive damage with the shutdown onto Hambach as the wheels fall off. off for Sentinels. Disaster for the boys in red. Dignitas get the ace.
In a 39-kill banger, it looks like Dignitas come from behind. They were down 4,000 gold in the early game, Kangas.
Incredible team fight there at the end. Palafox looked like he was dead to rights. He was in stasis in the middle of everybody from Sentinels, but they just lost track of the Fed Orianna and completely ignored him out of the stasis. He gets the shockwave. Dignitas get the team fight. They don't need the Elder Dragon. They already had the Baron. They're just gonna barrel it down the bot lane here. 4 members strong, who he's trying his best, but he will not be enough. Dignitas showing up with a win in Game 1 of Summer.
I do feel like Palafox in particular was playing quite well in lock-in.
Yep.
But not well during Spring Split.
Oh,
and I think because they played bad during Spring Split, it's been lumped into his entire year being bad. But I do feel like he started strong, and maybe if they were having a lot of disagreements between Photon and Palafox, removing that could actually allow him to play a better game. Being really cope here, really Dignitas positive, but that's a possibility.
Hey, I mean, why not be positive? They got the win. They were behind for a lot of the game, but what matters is the tick mark at the end. That's in favor of Dignitas on our screen. Let's catch up on the pick and ban so far. It's Poppy, Skarner, Lee Sin banned away from Dignitas side, and no surprise, Lock with the Nocturne and the Vi ban from Sentinels because Dignitas having first pick. Locks off the table. I do not expect to see that this weekend. I think everyone's going to be banning that. So it is Syndra locked into Denethor.
Yeah, a couple of, at this point, flex picks. So could be Syndra, Victor, anywhere on the map at the moment. We saw very standard bot lanes and draft overall in Game 1, but I don't know if that is going to stay the same, especially with these 2 initial picks. Like, if you're going to first pick Syndra, you're almost always willing to flex it.
Exactly, yeah. Denethor's locking it in, but we expect that for Palafox or FBI.
Yeah.
Honestly, if you look around the world, like, expectation could be FBI, but if you're looking at Palafox's last performance and he says, slam me Syndra, I'm slamming him Syndra. I'm letting my mid laner pick it after that level of carry performance. The answer is Victor and Bard on the side of Sentinel, so who he gets to pilot? Well, Bard.
Palafox Syndra, here it comes, because they're definitely just running a standard bot lane Lucian Melio.
Not even holding it as a flex is interesting. But what I will say is that if you didn't hold this as a flex, you kind of have to lock in top lane. Because if you pick your support, you don't know if you're going to be going AP with that. So I think going out along the lines of give Denethor the rookie top laner counter pick still could be the angle here. So I don't hate it, but it does mean the Dignitas are 2 games in a row now not going for the mage bot. 2 games in a row now, Sentinels not going for the mage bot. We have traditional AD carries for both of these comps.
Traditional bot lanes, traditional NA mid laners playing control mages against each other.
Yeah.
This is real League of Legends here, Candace.
This is League of Legends as David Freak truly intended. This is League, baby. Does Freak season only... Oh, wait, what? Photo cards. We're opening a League photo card.
No.
Oh, we're not going to watch it? No, we got to get the camera back. I got to know what they open. Can you show it to me? Where are they? Okay, the camera's going back. Hopefully we get that back on camera. I got to know what they actually pulled. Oh, here we go. Okay. We got Dark Wings. Okay.
Beautiful.
Ombak, Impact.
Are those Sentinel-specific player cards?
Oh!
That's awesome.
Look at who he's giving us the heart with the Teemo hat.
Now they can't get swept after that.
Oh, is that a foil? Look, it's shiny. I think that's a foil.
That's really nice.
Let's go. Can I get a Sentinels player pack? I need a booster pack. I got to talk to somebody at Sentinels after this.
Yes, you do.
Yeah. All right, well, there's a man on screen right there. He's going to be piloting the Bard, one of my personal favorite champions, not only to play but also to cast. I just love how flexible that champion can be, and I honestly love it into things like the Melio because you're able to catch out Melio out of position with your Temper of Fate. Suddenly, that's a very dead, squishy support.
Yeah, can be a very good pick if you get ahead. I do think the Lucian Melio, though, has exceptional scaling, and we'll need to see a lot of damage coming through for the rest of Sentinels anytime you're running Jhin. Victor himself does have exceptional scaling, so I already like that 1-2-3 for Sentinels.
Also want to highlight, typically a Jhin this early I don't love because you can just pick tanks into it, but I don't see Denethor locking in a tank.
Sure.
Maybe XU would. It hasn't been, in the meta for a while, but maybe something like a Sejuani. But like when I think of Denethor, I think of the counter pick. I'm like, I want him on a carry top laner. I don't want to see Denethor on these, more stable tanks. And they're going to save counter pick for impact on Sentinel side. So this puts Dignitas in an interesting position. Do they want to give Denethor one of his more carry-oriented top lane champions just to give him comfort on stage? Or do they say, no, let's lock in the beefy tanks to make this Jhin regret their decisions?
Yeah, and really interesting that Hambach just locks in the Kiana right here. There were a number of jungle bans in the 4-5, but this is actually the pick he played in his LCS debut when they were playing Sentinels versus DSG. He won with it, hasn't played it since. He actually didn't look amazing on the Kiana, but he won with it, so it counts.
He gave us so much hope that, like, it's going to be a crazy pick. I guess Skarner kind of counts.
Denethor just has to blind pick, so they give him Gnar. I think it's a very safe, solid blind pick for him.
And it's still in his top 3. It was Camille, it was Gnar, it was Gwen, are the 3 that he's kind of known for coming in up from NACL. So if you're going to pick one of those as blind, I think Gnar does make a lot of sense. Let's see what the jungler is now for XU. Still some kind of frontline, won't feel bad, but it's Pantheon. It's conditional frontline.
Very squishy team.
Yeah.
Right here. Got to be very timely with your engages. They're kind of relying on Syndra stun or a really timely Pantheon ultimate, so it's going to be tricky. Or he's going to have to play very well.
The rookie top laner to have a great Gnar game. If he's able to get in, land that Gnar ultimate, that could be also a tool to start off the fight. And that's a lot of pressure then, but also a lot of faith on a player like Denethor. So let's see if he's able to step up in the moment. Sentinels still have their counter pick in the top lane for Impact. What's the veteran going to play? And it's Malphite. Oh boy.
Sentinels is locked in onto Impact right now. It's really interesting. I read an interview from Impact earlier that what his goals going into summer. He's like, I want to play more ranged top laners.
Yep.
And then here we get Cassante Malphite in the first 2 games. But again, a lot of physical damage. Palafox is Syndra, the only magic damage, so a pretty good slot to be able to pick the Malphite here if he's able to get ahead of the curve of the game, can become unkillable once again.
And I will say, Syndra, you know, not quite as good at going for the tankier build. So I'm imagining Palafox will have to go for more of a damage build here, and that means it could be susceptible to getting one shot by the Malphite engage, Kiana, etc.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up because that's kind of how this composition is supposed to work here for Impact. Like, he can stack armor, and then because of the immobility of Syndra, that's who they're trying to kill. Yeah. And then there's nobody to kill the Malphite.
Exactly.
So very nicely strategized with that Malphite pick.
Let's see if he's able to pull it off here. Sentinels down 0-1 in the best of 3 to start off Summer Split. They had a top 3 finish in lock-in, finished 5th out of 8 teams in spring. So a downward trajectory. They're hoping to correct that course now as Dignitas picking up a game win and potentially their first series win since the lock-in tournament. Putting a lot on the back of Denethor, the rookie top laner, to find those engages, to find the avenues in for the team to follow up, and Palafox in his Summer Split here to have another big carry performance. Let's see if Dignitas can pull it off or if Sentinels can put some brakes on the hype train of Dignitas. Sentinels versus Dig, Game 2.
Very underwhelming Game 1 for Sentinels. They had the lead, couldn't quite close out the game. Do not want to drop this opening best of 3 to Dignitas. And Dignitas would love to get a win. They were unable to get a win throughout all of spring. But we're not in spring anymore. We're in fact in summer. Could be Palafox summer. We'll have to see.
All right. Well, I just requested something from production because I'm going to also request another thing. We got to run.
It's a lot of requests.
It one more time.
We got to run.
The Palafox summer.
It is Palafox.
Is it true that it's Palafox summer? And I have a question for Twitch chat because everybody on the broadcast, everybody on social media, my own family brought it up.
They were like, I can't believe Palafox is still.
You're pretty wrong about Shopify Rebellion. But then, hey, look at this. This next take, Palafox summer. Is it true? I'm going to ask for a Twitch poll right now. Let's see if the fans believe me.
That's a good request.
It is Palafox summer now.
Is it Palafox summer, yes or no?
Yes or no. Simple question, simple ask. Let's ask Twitch.
You have to decide now. You have to be a prisoner of this moment.
No, you cannot wait until after the game. In fact, let's not even wait another few moments, as he's already taken a big chunk from Darkwings.
If this works out, and if Dignitas is back, it would just be crazy. Because they've had such a long run of finishing last place. And XU giving an interview with the week left in Spring Split saying, as a team, you either need to like each other or respect each other, and this team has neither. You feel like the wheels are falling off. You think either XU or Palafox is gone for sure. But if they've managed to work through it, if they've switched out Photon for Denethor, if their team cohesion and vibes are better, we heard some of their comms, they're laughing during close, stressful late-game team fights. It would actually be such an incredible turnaround. But We'll also see if I'm just being a complete Game 1 Andy. Game 1 of the Summer Split. Haven't seen this team play for over a month.
And a reminder, they also
they
were
almost lost that Game 1
for the majority.
They gave up Seoul.
That's the best
it's
part
not
of
like
this
they
entire
stopped.
hype that we have. It's like they were like one team fight away from just losing that one. I'm also hearing that the Twitch poll has concluded 51% agreed. Yes, it's Palafox Summer. Let's go, baby. That's a majority. That counts.
It is a majority. They'd win the election with that.
It would.
In fact.
Yeah. Palafox for president. As right now he teleports back into the mid lane here. Picks up just the refillable potion and the amp tome. As XU actually went for an invade here. He's going to be spotted out by Hambach. Was going for the reset, as now they're just going to be scrapping with each other. That's a red buff for Hambach and no red buff for XU, but still able to just push him back because Palafox was there much earlier than Darkwings was.
But now Darkwings is back and Hambach is an item up. This is a relatively risky invade.
Yeah, the Hambach actually went for the reset already,
Nice
as
little
XU
yoink.
actually will be able to take away some of the camp and get out to safety. Now let's see if you can actually go for the reset here, because Hui's even walked up. Hambach could just look for his own invade, but with no camps topside, I imagine XU should be fine. He's going to go for the reset. I don't think he saw that blast cone. Oh, Hambach's just going to reset too.
Gnar is missing, so Hambach can't really go from the edge. It ends up being a really nice play for Dignitas. Not only do they just yoink the Raptor to take it out of smite range, for XU, they wasted a bunch of Hambach's time, and then also Hui's Bard Roam ends up coming over and doing pretty much nothing, so they ended up getting a whole bot wave in as well. It's a small little win for Dig.
Not too bad to start things off. Doesn't net a big gold lead, but hey, it's at least a early game advantage for them. Also, early game advantage for Denethor. He's got the range matchup into the Malphite. Until the Malphite can get enough armor, it can be tough. And a reminder that this is
we got the update.
An official update on Impact
Big
with
W.
his debuts versus rookies, or rather rookies' debuts versus him. That's a second win. Denethor is the second top laner to ever debut and beat Impact in his debut. As Hambach's going for a play mid lane here. XU's matching, and Hambach should be fine, able to get out without burning Flash.
So party in the mid lane with these two control mages, seeing who can get the most mid-prio. Darkwings kind of building up a decent CS advantage here with Palafox having no TP and taking another recall on this cannon wave. Won't lose too much, but it is going to definitely put Darkwings in a good spot so far.
Yeah, basically the top advantage for Denethor is the same as the mid advantage here for Darkwings when you look at that CS. See how much of this mid lane Palafox is able to catch as it's the cannon wave, so should be able to get all of this. Steals away the cannon, and will just take that for himself. Now Denethor hits level 6. Impact, it's a big trade onto him right there as he TP'd back into the lane. Denethor will go for the ultimate and actually gets the Unstoppable Onslaught out from Impact. So, interesting. Okay.
Yep, no ult down for Impact. I mean, he's not trying to dunk the Gnar early. Gnar's definitely going to have the range advantage early on into a Malphite. He's got the Warden's Mail already. He's going to be stacking up more and more armor. The fact that he's only down 12 CS, you can definitely use your first ultimate defensively before making anything happen.
Yeah, for sure. Unstoppable Force has a pretty, reasonable cooldown as well, so it's not going to be gone for that much longer. But decent record here you see for Denethor as a Tier 2 player. Had a positive win record on the Gnar. And again, when you're looking at his champ pool, whatever he could blind pick, this does make the most sense. So let's see if he's able to translate that positive win rate now to the LCS, because Tier 1's very different. Not a lot of rookies have been able to make that transition, as FBI's going for a trade onto Rahel, who he's getting some damage in as well onto the AD carry. So Dignitas take the worst of that trade.
Impact trying to punish Denethor here, manipulate the wave, while XU is making a play bottom. Very smart veteran play there by Impact. Just hold the wave, freeze it, deny several minions, and catch up in CS.
And that's what Impact's known for. It's just safe laning, as well as the tank play that he's been pulling out so far in this series. Reset's coming in for Dignitas. Ignar's not able to get it off in the alcove, so delayed slightly. And Sentinels are just going to keep being annoying, stopping these resets. Low mana for both bot lanes, but Sentinel should be able to get this wave in. Ignar will stop the Deadly Flourish from preventing the back from FBI, so now FBI can get back in faster and catch this next wave.
Yeah, I know this is a bit of a strange thing to say about Impact, but I feel like he is the most insanely good laner in losing matchups.
Yeah?
Like, I think his laning is criminally underrated when he's in losing matchups. So, because, like, how do you become such a good weak side tank player? It's because he's always relevant in the game. That's often because he just knows how to lose as gracefully as possible and also find windows to get back in the game when he's actually not stronger. I don't think the strength of his is to take winning matchups and carry the game, but his laning in the inverse of having a winning matchup is insanely good.
as currently he's only one wave behind the Gnar in this matchup. Denethor will be building towards that Black Cleaver first, you have to imagine. I mean, I guess maybe Triforce, but I still feel like against all that armor, you're going to want some of that shred. But Phage completed regardless, as he's actually rotating down the river here. Flash out from Darklings as the Grand Starfall is used, as XU looked like he was going for the stun, and Darkling's still trying to walk away, but is not able to get out of there, and that's Denethor with first blood.
Really nice play there. It's actually a old school League tactic. If the enemy is freezing the wave, leave.
Yeah.
And go make something happen. Palafox gets the flash out of Darkwings early, which guarantees that XU is going to be able to flash stun once he ults in. And then they kind of brought the farm to get the kill onto Darkwings. Cost them a bit. They're going to do an objective trade right now, but I think that's still advantage Dignitas.
Yeah, XU's going to get the grubs. Denethor got the gold from the kill, so even though he left the lane, and Impact's able to catch up and is now even in the CS department, first kill gold is pretty nice for Denethor.
Absolutely. Going to try and be as powerful as possible on the Gnar, already make something happen.
And XU's going to go for another
battle on the Raptor Pit once again.
On a Hambach. Yeah, I mean, Darkling's went all the way down as Hambach's going for the ultimate onto XU, trying to take the trade here. XU's trying to just get his mid laner to join in, throws up the Aegis Assault, and is not able to prevent the damage at the tail end. Impact, meanwhile, engage onto Palafox, and that is 2 kills for Sentinels.
Whew, that is a solo kill for Hambach. I'm not sure if XU's E was on cooldown, but he's unable to block basically any of the damage by Hambach, and then because Palafox with no flash was moving up the river to try and defend him, he ends up dying as well. So all the good work that XU and Palafox had done up until this point kind of goes away with Hambach finding that play.
Yeah, Edge of Ishtel perfectly timed there from Hambach right at the end of the Pantheon E, so that the damage immunity is not able to keep him alive. Let's take another look at that. I believe he should have had it here.
Yeah, XU has everything at the start of this play. Hambach just gets the stun. Waits a little bit. Grabs the rock again. And XU was pretty much just stun locked for a lot of that. And then Impact able to just get the Unstoppable Force down. He just shoved in the wave. He's on his own timer. Palafox ends up falling.
And even if,
yeah, that's a tilter as a mid laner. When your jungler dies, you try and help him out, and it costs you your lane as well.
Especially when it's the inverse of what just happened moments before. Palafox used his flash to follow up on Darkwings, and his top laner roamed. This time doesn't have flash. Impact roams and is able to capitalize on Syndra. No mobility. We talked about the importance of that earlier. And Impact gets a kill for himself. Hambach gets a kill for himself. It's now 2-1 in favor of Sentinels with close to a 1,000 gold lead at the end of all the plays. It's really just Denethor currently that's ahead for Dignitas still.
Absolutely. Going to be trying to split push as much as possible on the Gnar, because the Malphite will still be a big force in a lot of these team fights. And Kangas, I hope this isn't the end of Dignitas Summer.
Yeah. Oh, that would be a
I hope
very quick
Summer isn't over.
Very short-lived summer.
Over just like that.
That'd be the worst summer break ever.
See if we can pull this one back, but...
FBI, let's see if he's able to get back here. As Temper Fate will go down onto the turret, buying the time for the dive. Hambach easily picks that one up. Sentinels pull off the kill and get a magical journey to safety. They're out of there.
Perfect crime. Beautiful play by Huhi and Hambach. Some support jungle synergy on the dive right there. Turn the turret off. Kill everyone, go through the magical journey, and MasterCard Power Spike item. Denethor does have the Black Cleaver. He's going to need it to cut through all the armor of Malphite with the Frozen Heart.
It helps in that solo lane as well as in the team fights, because if FBI wants to do damage, if XU wants to do damage, you want that Cleaver to shred through. As now, play in the mid lane here. Supreme Display of Talent onto Palafox. Hambach got a killing spree as the coach laughs along. Hambach's giving us some highlight reels right now on the Kiana. Huhi roams top lane as Denethor will look for the solo play onto Impact. Gnar ultimate to the wall, but with Huhi slowing him down.
Ooh.
Tries to flash, but Impact still lands the ultimate. Denethor in a lot of trouble, but he's got the wave. He's trying his best to get out of Impact, and it's just not meant to be. Impact with the kill.
Did Impact flash predict Malphite out there? Like ult far enough behind him that if he flashed backwards, he's going to be able to hit it? I think he did to find the actual kill on that onto Denethor. So everything just breaks right for Sentinels. After Hambach finds the solo kill in the jungle, he's able to go in, punish Palafox. They make the beautiful dive bottom lane, and then Huhi on the roam is able to get them winning at the top lane as well.
I gotta say, stocks are pretty high for Emily Rand's way too early summer split predictions here. Huhi's all over the map, Hombok's popping off. These two are making work happen. Let's take another look at that top lane play.
Yeah, and let's watch this one more time. I've been told they're going to give us slow motion on the Malphite Unstoppable Force. Is it outplay or misplay? I think that's an outplay.
Yeah.
He goes right through him, but he's clearly clicking past him as Denethor tries to flash backwards and still gets hit.
If you do that ult and Denethor chooses to walk back to the right, not going to work.
I go. No flash north.
Yeah.
I go where, Palaflex?
No, that's how it feels when Fed Kiana comes in your lane.
True.
It just, if Kiana gets on you and you're immobile, you have no way to play.
Ooh, another dive attempt here as Denethor
has
the turret behind him, and Hombok was not able to get close enough.
Too tanky.
Curtain call used, only the 4-shot will land. Yes, too tanky. Impact is here, though. They could look to force it. 5 seconds until the Unstoppable Force. Malphite could just hard commit, not going to go for it as top lane. Now Darkwings has to back off from that turret. It could be a race for first turret. Teleport coming in from Sentinels into the bottom lane. They're teleporting Darkwings down there. But top turret's in some trouble here. I think Sentinels would win this race, though, because top turret did not take a lot of turret plate damage.
Well, it was a nice defense there by Denethor to at least buy a lot of time and then run away. Darkwings would have been counter-dove in the top lane, so that's why he backed up. And they're just redeploying right now because Impact is going to defend this turret now with his teleport overshield, and Darkwings is going to be able to keep collecting plate gold on bot lane.
Actually, very efficient TP at the end of the day from Darkwings. He's able to get a full wave. He gets some of the plates. They get the dragon as well. But now a deep TP play from Dignitas into the bottom red side Tri-Brush. The turret's low. Hombok can go for the dive here. They actually have the damage on a rampage. Goes Hombok as Denethor dies before the TP can even get in range. Palafox is there, but Darkwings is out of there. Meanwhile, mid lane, FBI is looking for some damage here onto Rahel. Colleen did a lot of work, but not enough to get the kill. Flash out from Darkwings, flash ball from Palafox. Darkwings is not out of enemy territory yet. Caught out in the bottom jungle as he will go down.
Darkwings falls at the end, but the sequence overall is still very good for Sentinels. You can see they've opened up a 4,000 gold lead. Crucially, Rahel didn't die in the mid lane right there. You can actually see objective bounties are on. That's how far ahead Sentinels is after that sequence. Taking down the top turret and also having the 2 Drakes.
And that's got to be tough. You can see on Denethor's face there on the player cam, I think a little bit of frustration for the rookie top laner. If he had just stayed alive on that bottom turret dive and had the space, bought the time for Palafox to come in, that could have been a much, much better play. But end of the day, not going to find it. Palafox will just get the one. But a reminder for everybody at home, if you have not yet, the LCS Championship is going to Gas South Arena in Atlanta, and tickets are available now. Scan that QR code so you can go watch Jat live for gasoline somewhere. We're going to do something with gas. We haven't decided yet.
It's all gas, no brakes.
I'm
not going to pour gasoline on people.
But what if we did like a whole, I don't know, do you know how to ride a motorcycle?
You do.
I do.
So you could do motorcycle stuff with gasoline.
Well, what if we all did motorcycles? I could teach the whole crew.
Well, then I'm going to die because I don't know how to ride a motorcycle.
I think you'll be fine. The Herald started up here by Dignitas. Sentinels are in the neighborhood. FBI gets shrunk to about half health and is fine for right now. Dignitas will get the Herald, and they might get out of here as Impact coming in from the top lane and takes some damage from XU and Denethor, and his health bar barely moved. So that is a very tanky, armor-heavy Malphite.
Yeah, the shield from Malphite's passive, he has 313 armor when he hasn't taken damage for a little bit. Really hard to break that shield.
Sentinel support, though, Huhi might be out of position. He's able to take the Magical Journey to safety, throw out the Tempered Fate to buy some time. So ult down for the Bard, as he was very far forward trying to get some vision control.
Okay, this is a very similar situation to what Sentinels was in game 1, and they need to be able to close this game. So they have 2 Drakes, they have objective bounties, they have a ton of gold on Hombok. He needs to be the one to carry them to victory because he was really able to get a large lead for them in game 1. They were sloppy enough around objectives and team fighting. They gave over enough bounties and gold that they then eventually got outscaled. So Sentinels might get a little locked up here if it's going to be game 1 all over again. Let's see if they can close it out.
And so far, Hombok has been able to just style. Like every time he shows up somewhere, there's dead bodies of Dignitas marking the graves. And there's not a lot of lockdown. I mean, there's Pantheon, there's the Syndra, and then, I mean, maybe if Ignar is able to land the Ultra Mega Fire Kick, but, like, I'm not seeing a lot of tools to really just immediately shut down the Kiana outside of XU point and click stun. So I think it's also going to be a lot on XU to try and find where Helmbach's approaching from and make sure that they stop the Kiana from just one-shotting. Because we've seen Kiana one-shot Denethor and Palafox, and I have to imagine Lucian would also get one-shotted.
Yeah, I mean, I think the best bet you have to mark him is going to be Denethor, which is difficult then, because then who is really marking the Malphite? You're kind of telling Pantheon to do that. So it's a difficult puzzle for them to solve. But for now, I do believe Sentinels are just playing the lanes until the Drake and hoping that Dignitas enters the river poorly.
Helmbach's now 2 items completed. Almost 100% kill participation in a very close position, or similar position in game number 1 around this time. But right now, let's see if he's able to actually transition that into that win. 45 seconds for that Dragon. This is when you usually start to see teams set up for the objective that they want to go for. Sentinels already have 2. This would be their 3rd, putting them on soul point. So fully expect Helmbach to clear these top camps, head straight down towards the bottom side already. Who he is getting vision priority around the area. That's a lot of red wards in the bottom river.
It is. It's likely that Dignitas would concede this one. They currently have no way of living through the engage from Sentinels. I think there is a point, like, with a very burst-heavy team that Sentinels is, Malphite, Kiana, Jhin CC, if they mess up their engage somehow, that's the window for Dignitas to be able to win. But that kind of requires stopwatches or Zonias, and they have none of those things at the moment.
Or it requires making a pick in the side lane before the objective. I don't think the front to back is going to favor them very much, as Helmbach's actually hovering around the mid lane right now. FBI could be in some danger. Flash available for the Kiana. Ignar's behind FBI, but still has to relentless pursuit to safety to the turret. Helmbach will just walk down towards that Dragon. I wanted to highlight the fact of the side lane plays because Darkwings had no flash. You have Pantheon ult for XU. Maybe if Darkwings is ever kind of too far forward, you can make the play onto him. But as of right now, it's Sentinels trying to make the play. Palafox flashed on by Helmbach and just taken out immediately. Darkwings with the kill credit from the laser, but Helmbach doing the majority of that work. Sentinels are the ones to make the pick.
Doesn't even use Kiana ult. Doesn't need it. Nope. Yep. I can see Palafox kind of adjusting his hair there. That's about all you can do to outplay that one, aside from waiting your Nexus, in which case the game ends anyway.
And it's feeling like that's the direction that we're going here. This is only 20 minutes into the game and a 5,000 gold lead, close to at least for Sentinels, as now the Grand Starfall used by XU is going to go through the magical journey because Huhi just got Rahel straight out of the danger zone that is the Pantheon. In comes Denethor, though. They're trying to continue the chase down, but Huhi gets out with the flash. Dignitas just can't make the pick happen. Dragon, meanwhile, went over to Sentinel, so they got the objective and they get out. That was Dignitas' first look at really using that Pantheon ultimate outside of the first, 5 minutes when they made that play out of Darkwings, and that time they did not get a kill.
Yeah, but I agree. With the first tweet there, Helmbach is just crushing. Captain Flowers also in our Twitch chat.
Woofing on the dog.
Helmbach is woofing on the dog. Absolutely is. Skarner got banned. He's just going to have to pull out Kiana.
Well, that must have been
that was a game one tweet.
Game 1, yeah.
He was until he wasn't.
So what's he doing now, Captain Flowers, on the Kiana? He's I don't know, what's Kiana's whole thing? She's got like the little circle blade as now the engage comes in from Impact, trying to dive between the turrets here. The first turret will fall in the mid lane as XU's caught out in his own jungle. Sentinels, the entire rift belongs to them. They'll take the turret and the kill. And Dignitas are still reeling, man. They just cannot deal with what Helmbach is giving them right now. As now some damage comes in. They take the magical journey. Sentinels are trying to get onto Dignitas in the mid lane. Rooted up onto the carry. FBI's out of there. Impact on the killing spree. As Rahel lands a deadly flourish to set it all up. Sentinels get 2, and they're looking at Baron.
Very nice game from Sentinels to this point. Played with a lot of control. So much of it does revolve around Helmbach. 8 out of 9 on the kill participation. Huhi has also been everywhere with the Bard. And Dignitas really trying to defend this one. They have pretty good Mega Nard timing. It's probably worth an attempt.
Yeah, Denethor is close to hitting that Rage Bar. Not going to go for the steal, but they're going to go for the big engage. Denethor's into the pit, trying to take down Helmbach. He's able to get him. Baron is secured by Sentinels, but the jungler's down, the top laner's down. Dignitas get 2 as a big shutdown comes in for the jungler. Now Grand Starfall used to stop the retreat path. He's able to lock down the mid laner. Darkwing's in trouble. Aegis Assault is used to block all the damage, but a great stun from Huhi denies the rest of Dignitas from following up. So it's only going to be the 2 kills for Dig.
But some big kills. That was a max bounty that Rahel had. So the gold lead does swing a little bit back for Dignitas, and it's just a little risky with Hambach being in the back of the pit, taking a lot of damage from the Baron. And then you can see Denethor just no hesitation, flies in the back and just kind of chain CCs him down, very close to having a chance of stealing this Baron as well. You can see Hambach focusing on the Baron. Impact actually cues the Baron to help them get that smite in before the 1,080 gold goes over to Denethor, and another shutdown going over to XU with the kill onto Impact's Malphite.
If there was just like one more auto worth of damage from Denethor, maybe you kill Hambach before he can smite away the Baron.
That's an objective bounty. Things could get really crazy.
Yeah, XU was very close too, so he would have been able to maybe get in range. Just smites, flash smite that one away. But as it stands, it's just going to be a couple kills for Dig. Sentinels still get the Baron, but that is a big negative Baron power play. Currently, negative 2,000. Let's see if Darkwings can get some of that gold back here in the bottom lane, taking this tier 2 turret. Not going to happen right now on this wave. So Dignitas actually getting some gold back in their pockets.
They absolutely are. 90-second timer for Sentinels. Waiting for that Infernal Soul. A little bit of a hiccup, but they did technically get the Baron, so Darkwing's able to use these empowered minions to collect turret gold, make it a little bit better that they gave over a basically 1,100 gold bounty to Denethor.
That was so much gold picked up by the top laner here. Now 2 items completed, has the Sterix alongside the Black Cleaver. So Denethor is going to be a bigger frontline threat as he's getting TP'd on into top lane. He got some damage on Impact. He's in the Mega Form, trying to jump away, slowed by the Seismic Shard. Darkwings throws a laser at him, but Denethor is back to safety. So TP down for Darkwings.
Pretty risky if they chase
Grand
Pantheon, though.
Now, XU's just going to fly over the top and get straight in onto Darkwings. Throws down the gravity field and is able to turn it back around. Temper Fate lands onto XU as the rest of Dignitas were trying to get away. XU now in trouble as Hambach over the wall just deletes Palafox yet again. And Hambach can do no wrong. The double kill for the jungler. Talent supremely displayed there as Sentinels will win another team fight.
I mean, they win the team fight. They might win the game. That was 4 kills. We're only 24 minutes in, so the respawn timers are low enough, but that just brings them right back into completely dominating this one. Just a perfect engage by Hambach, followed up by Impact with the follow-up. So it all starts when XU says, I think I can make a play. They then chase up too far, and they really lose track of this guy in the corner. The full lethality Kiana right next to the wall. Palafox instantly one-shot into 2-man unstoppable force from Impact. There's no way that Dignitas has enough damage. It wasn't even the Malphite that needed to get the pick onto the Syndra, but if they're killing Syndra first, then no one can kill the Malphite, and they can walk over any team fight.
Darkwings got the double, Hambach got a double, 4 fall on Dig, and they didn't even get the member that they were looking for. Now, back to live, Dragon's Soul being worn by Sentinels. The game is still going, but that is a 9,000 gold lead plus Dragon Soul, so I cannot imagine it will go for much longer.
Yeah, and you can see just like Dignitas hasn't had a chance to fight back. The highest damage on the team being 10,000 damage, that's a really low amount of damage in a 25-minute game.
Tempered Fate from Hu, he flashed onto Palafox, flash response. Palafox is able to dodge around it. FBI trying to get away from Hambach, but he can't hit the blast cone! He goes down, Hambach with another double kill. Diving under the mid turret, making a triple. Can they give him the penta? There's an angle for it. If Sentinels want to gift their jungler, quite a start to Summer Split. It looks like they're just going to go for the game instead. The turret will fall, the inhib will fall after. Waiting for the next wave to come in. It'll be a 2-man defense from Dignitas under the Nexus turrets. Denethor and Ignar trying their best, but Sentinels are just too strong. 10, 1, and 3 for Hambach on the Kiana. What a performance from Sentinels. What a performance from their jungler. Game 2, go Sentinels. All right, let's see who can farm more aura here in game number 3, though. And again, let us know in chat. Are there other trilogies we're missing? Where the first movie's great, the next 2 suck. There's a lot of examples, I think, for that one. The harder one is where the third one is
the third one is good after the second one's bad, which is what Dignitas is trying to recreate here.
Exactly.
And make it truly Palafox Summer.
Banning away Locke, banning away Lee Sin. 1 final ban for Dignitas. Meanwhile, Sentinels took away Poppy, Cassiopeia, and Akali. And I think a big part of Dignitas the story around them coming into Summer is obviously about the top laner, Denethor. He had his first win in the LCS, a game win against Impact, losing game 2. And I think we got to see why Impact's champ pool is so tough to get through, because that Malphite was just such a problem for them.
The Malphite was really good at following up on engages, but I've been pretty happy with what we've seen from Denethor. I think a lot of times when rookies come in, you'll think that their laning can have some impressive moments, but then they just get lost on the map.
Sure.
And I don't feel like that's been happening with Denethor so far. So pretty promising first 2 games that I've seen him here in the LCS.
Deep close-up right there, too. Timing. That was great production right there. Yeah, look at him. Look at his
Ziggs.
Ziggs picked for maybe FBI. Could be Palafox, but I'm expecting FBI with Ignar on Camille. This seems like the bot lane locked in, and that means Jet, for the first time, game 3 now of the series, we are getting a mage bot lane.
True.
If that actually goes down there. It's still not.
It's got it.
So it's got it, right?
I'm going to say for sure. Just because of the Camille is locked in as well. And Camille support isn't going to work unless you have like Jhin or like a full wave clear. So I think that makes sense. And Hambach Vi was incredibly banned against Sentinels all throughout spring. So I think in scrims, he was probably a total demon on this champion.
It was banned even earlier.
Already been carrying this series.
Yeah. Interesting that they banned the Kai'Sa instead of the Vi, which I believe Vi had been banned in the first 2. So locked in for Hambach plus the Leona. Don't make me tell my therapist about it. About which team losing? Is this in regards to a team? Okay, we're not going to get the answer to that. It's okay. A lot of engagement.
Tell us about it either.
Yeah. We're just vague posting IRL? Really?
What just happened?
I feel like that's what just happened right there. All right, either way, a lot of engage from Sentinels, some damage follow-up, and CC follow-up from the Taliyah now for Dark Wings. Unless, is it Taliyah bot lane? It could be Rahel on the mage. Ooh.
Sorry. I don't say vague properly. I say Vog.
Well, no, you don't.
Because there's no Y in it.
No, it's not. You don't say Vog.
I know that's not how people say it. I've been informed that's how people say it.
I'm calling you out live right now.
That's my natural. I just say it's really Vog.
No, you don't. No human says that.
That's what I want to say. I have to think to put the Y into the word.
That's crazy.
I know. It's not good.
It's not a good
look.
It's
something that happens.
Not a good look. Jot.
Yeah, Jot.
All right, well, Trundle locked in here for Dignitas. There's just no... Okay. I guess
I don't use the word often.
You know what? Prague. That's a city that's spelled
I do say
similar.
vague posting.
Yeah, vague posting. It's not
vague.
Prague.
It's more vague.
Well, I'm trying to think of an equivalent now.
Bad.
It's spelled similar. Yeah, be careful how we start pronouncing these
I know.
words.
I'm not doing anything intentional.
Okay, fair enough. Galio banned out from Sentinel side. See if there's another mid lane ban here, because again, we're assuming that that's going to be Ziggs and Camille bot lane, or if they want to ban out some top laners, because Dignitas this time around should be able to counter pick for their top laner. That was my #1 thing I wanted to look for Denethor coming into today. How many times does he get counter pick? How many times does he get put on something he's comfortable on? He's played the Gnar. Actually, that's important to note. He was a Camille one-trick in Challenger before he went into Tier 2 and Collegiate, so there's a chance that is actually played top.
It could be a nice flex and then throw like a support down bot lane like a Shen later on, but it's interesting that they decided to do last pick for themselves as their choice rather than picking blue side. These choices, by the way, are submitted simultaneously, so one team gets their preference and then the other team will get whatever preference the other team didn't take. So you have to, like, Sentinels would have to submit blue side and whatever their pick choice would have been, depending on what Dignitas' choice was. And they're actually not giving them counter pick. They're just saying blind pick Ambessa, and they're giving counter pick to Palafox to see the entire team comp before drafting.
I guess, because this will tell you, is the Taliyah going mid or is the Taliyah going bot? Because that was still a flex being held by Sentinels. It will be Taliyah mid, Zeri bot, and Shen top lane for Impact.
I like Impact Shen. I mean, he's really... He went through all of Spring Split basically not playing tanks, and then as soon as it mattered, he tanked up for playoffs to try and make a run. Now he's starting with tanks. Maybe this is his real long game for Impact. He's going to say, you know what? I've already played the tanks. Maybe we should experiment now that we've won a few games.
I'm trying to think what the Iron Man equivalent is to that now. I'm just trying to connect it all back.
Everything has to connect to a Marvel movie.
Although I guess Sentinels would be a very different one, because we said it from the Dignitas side. From Sentinel side, it would be the first movie's terrible, and then the second two are great.
That's
a tougher one.
Because they never make the second movie.
Yeah, you'd have to make a sequel to a bad movie, and usually that doesn't happen. We'll rely on Twitch chat for that one. Hopefully somebody lets us know. But either way, here are the drafts. It's Palafox, Rise, FBI, Ziggs, support Camille for Ignar. So more along the lines of what we've been seeing globally around. And also even in that first series, it was a bunch of mages in the bottom lane when it came to FlyQuest versus Lion. FBI at least going to step up and play Ziggs. He has played Ziggs before. We have seen FBI Ziggs. It's not like the Cassiopeia bot lane or the Syndra bot lanes or any of those crazier mages. So this is more of a known quantity, I would say, for this player.
It is, and we're also seeing on the other side Rahel trying to take over the game on Zeri. We don't see much Zeri anymore, but he'll be able to fly into the fight with the Shen ultimate and have engage from Huhi on the Leona. So I feel like that's the plan for Sentinels, is just everybody flying in. Talia, Shen, Zeri, Vi, full engage, full dive for Sentinels.
All the carries gonna have X marked on their back, a target on their heads. Sentinels, can they land true as they fire? One more game for either of these teams means a win on the scoreboard to start off their summer split. Riot Games Arena, thank you for sticking around through the day. Give it up one more time for Sentinels versus Dignitas, Game 3.
Opening day of LCS, we're getting the big series in Series 2. Couldn't quite get that third game of Lion versus FlyQuest earlier. Second game was super bloody.
I thought we were going to get it. That would have been a 6-game day for everybody who purchased a ticket.
The dream.
But instead, it's going to be Sentinels and Dignitas giving us the full series here. Let's see how the laning phase starts off. As junglers are going to start on opposite sides. Hambach on the top side as Ignar, early hook shot mid. Not going to quite land onto Darkwings, who does sidestep it.
Expect to see a lot of Ignar elsewhere in this game. That's why you pick the Camille with the Ziggs.
Could you imagine if that did hit, though? Man, that would have been a great start for Palafox in the laning phase. But as it is, Ignar's just going to be behind in XP now. As 2 of the melee minions have gone down, FBI would have gotten solo XP for each of those.
Yep. Sentinels wasn't able to push FBI off, so some total experience is lost because there is bonus experience when you have 2 people near a minion wave versus just 1. More total experience is given, but not a big deal either way.
I thought about a movie example, but I don't think it quite works. Have you ever... Oh, well, Ignar's actually going for a little trade here while they're still all level 1. I believe that was the Zenith's blade that just went out right there. Not going to land onto FBI.
What's the movie?
FBI hit level 2 early and actually just pokes out Rahel. The movie is, and again, I don't think it's a good example, but have you ever seen the Rambo movies? Because the first one's like very serious and it takes itself as a serious film.
I think the first one is supposed to be really good.
And then 2 and 3 are like all action movies. So if you just like dumb 80s action movies,
I see.
The first one might be too intellectual.
Much different style.
It's a different style. And that's not, I'm not saying it's a bad movie. I'm just saying it's different. And also, game 1, not bad from Sentinels. They just weren't able to close it out as Ignar takes a big chunk of damage here from who he's engaged. Flash forward, gets the Q stun. Rahel with first blood. 2 minutes into the game. FBI now trying to run away. Flash is a little late as the Zenith Blade will go wide from Huhi. Rahel still wants it and finds it. Double kill to Sentinels bot lane.
Mid lane. Palafox also gets a kill onto Darkwings. So the more concerning thing is Rahel on the Zeri that is able to have a Shen fly on him later in the game has started 2-0 into the Ziggs. Hilariously, 2 kills, 4 CS. Amazing ratio.
But all you need.
Palafox and XU also pulled off a kill onto Darkwing, so we'll have to get a replay of that in there shortly.
Yeah. I mean, obviously we didn't see that one on screen, but the big one was Rahel with the double kills, now coming back with the Cole and Boots. Now let's take a look at mid lane.
I mean, XU was just in the Raptor pit pushing off Hambach, so Darkwing's not respecting the fact that Trundle can just walk out of there, and then just the missed hook shot into stun makes it very easy for Huhi to turn this one around. Ignar trying to play a little bit too aggressively in a lane that kind of just needs the Ziggs to farm up. And then the very last BB kills the Ziggs.
And I gotta say, even if that hookshot did land, I don't know if that's enough. As mid lane now, Palafox in trouble, did not have summoner spells from his earlier play. With the roam from Huhi and Hambach ganking as well, that's 3-on-1 kill onto Palafox.
Very nice start overall for Sentinels. Going to try and make sure Palafox can't take over this game from the side lanes. So Impact, I feel like Impact's going to be fine in this lane on Shen. He is such a confident and comfortable Shen player. It's one of his best picks.
And this is tough for Denethor. The wave's in a really rough spot. Hambach is pathing towards the top side, so Denethor might need some backup right now, but Ignar's still in the bottom wave. And he's now on Vision, so they know that there's no backup top lane. Ignar's able to hookshot back. Some trade damage onto Huhi. But again, I'm just like, if you're Denethor, you really want this wave to get in because you're in a precarious position otherwise.
Yeah, Rahel definitely playing towards the late game as well. With the double kill, he goes back to base and buys just Boots Cull. So it's not like he's trying to take over in the early game, but he's investing for the future.
And
making sure he can dodge the Ziggs bombs with a little bit of extra move speed. And then also just get extra gold with the Cull.
And also that potion helping out in case he does take that poke from the Ziggs. But the CS has not helped out. FBI is still 31-18 for Rahel, so the double kill is really the only thing keeping him ahead in gold right now. XU's going to go for another invade on the Raptors. Ignar was rotating nearby, so that will be successful steal from XU.
Nice little grass proc up top lane by Denethor.
XU's still looking mid here. No flash on Darkwings, no ghost either, but lands the pillar. Can Palafox get enough damage in? Pulled back by the seismic shove. One turret shot onto Palafox means that I probably don't want to go for the dive. It'll just be a trade of health bars. Palafox and Darkwings trading against each other.
Actually spending a lot of time in mid lane, frequent Raptor invades in the last 2 games, actually, but knowing that there is a flashless Darkwings, that was a really nice pillar, actually. Popped him pretty far back towards Palafox to get a nice trade.
And you don't have many more looks in the mid lane before that flashes back up, so let's see if he just goes for another one. He takes his own Raptors. Hambach is hovering on the bottom river here, looking at mid lane. Palafox level 6. Darkwing's not there yet. Not a big combat summoner spell, or rather ability from either of them, but the flash from Hambach lands Vault Breaker, and in comes Huhi yet again. Palafox cannot get out, will go down. Meanwhile, top lane, Denethor and XU might look for a dive onto Impact. Level 6. He's now engaged. XU starts to tank up the turret. Public XU from Denethor, but it's not enough! They don't have the damage, and XU goes down to the turret. A disaster for Dignitas as Impact holds the line. How many times have rookie top laners had to learn this lesson? When you try and dive Impact, you better make sure you prep it well. This guy's known for surviving these.
Yep, key barrier comes in at just the right time for Impact. He does not die, still just sitting on that Doran shield, so he's got a lot of inherent regen on the Shen with the extra shield, with second wind, with Doran shield. Whew, that's tough. You need those kind of dives to work after what had just happened in mid lane.
Yeah, that is rough for Dignitas. They just tried to make the play happen top. They even looked for the play mid, but then not able to pull it off in time. So he's able to make another run mid. Now getting some damage on the bot side here is Ignar. Lands the hook shot, flash shot from Hui. Rahel's getting some damage on FBI, but in comes XU from behind. The flank from Hambach. Vi got behind XU. Level 6 Vi. Rahel on a killing spree, and Sentinels are just breaking the ankles of Dignitas.
Sentinels is starting to run away with this one. Impact makes his arrival, and they're looking for more.
Hambach is, in fact, Hambach here as the team's coming in from behind him. He's pushing back Ignar and FBI. They can't even get up to take this wave under the bottom turret. Hambach will get the Gromp. And this is a massive gold swing for Sentinels. They're denying camps. They're denying CS. They're getting turret plates and kills. But Ignar once more, he's going in onto Rahel on his own. Sweeping strike not quite enough to get the kill onto Rahel, as who he's stunned will keep his AD carry alive.
See how Dignitas is able to punch back here if FBI can get a bit of gold back from plating. I think they went a little bit too far. Nice job by Rahel, taking a very safe recall spot. And that's an incredible stat right there, that Impact is by far the all-time leader in LCS solo kills. I feel like half of these are people trying to dive him and the turret helping, but it counts as a solo kill.
It does. He's in lead by quite a lot, though. And was that Bjergsen in second? That guy's not playing.
Yeah, I mean, he's also played. He's had a longer career than anyone else in LoL esports history, from data first pro game in Tier 1 to now. But it's still, he's been playing at a high level for a very long time.
It's going to take a long time for anybody to overtake that record. Now, he got the solo kill with the help of turret, of course, but he's still struggling in the CS department. Denethor's gotten multiple waves in, is about 20 CS up now as Dignitas, with priority in the top lane, will rotate their bot lane up as well and take these grubs.
Yeah.
So the Dragon goes to Sentinels early, but the grubs go to Dignitas.
I mean, I do feel like most of the CS disadvantage is because of the Shen ultimate that was used bot lane to help get Rahel ahead, who is the full win condition of this game. Still, needs a lot of CS before he's got his cull complete, but it's just, he's in such a good state right now, early game on the Zeri.
2.4K overall for Sentinels. 800 of that currently on Rahel, another 1,000 of that on Hambach. This is now 3 games in a row where Hambach is just winning the early game. He is so much CS ahead of his jungle opponent. It's 80-53. 27 individual CS up means, what, 5 camps right there? 6 camps?
Yeah, and it's just, you know, now that they give us these handy little things, 1,000 gold. Like, that's all it.
Yeah.
Congratulations. He's
That's
crushing.
fancy.
It's going to be half an item up on him already. Look at this. Sundered Sky to
Tunnel or Longsword.
Glowing Moat.
Charm, yeah.
Can't forget about that.
True. Hey, 5.
Ability haste.
Well, hey, XU's got to make something work here as he's looking at the top lane right now. Denethor getting a gank potentially. I don't know if Impact would have seen him walk into that particular brush with where the minions were, but he's losing his bottom gromp yet again by spending time up here, and Denethor's just going to get the wave in. Impact will stay alive. But last time it did not look good when they went for that dive, so they're going to deny it this time.
Yep, at least it doesn't materialize into a dive, but still going to be completely fine for Sentinels as long as Rahel is farming. And, I mean, if you're playing towards the Zeri side or the Ambessa side into a Shen, I feel like it's going to be so hard. Maybe Denethor will prove me wrong here, but it's so hard for an Ambessa to have a large impact on a game, even just with a Shen, because, like, when Ambessa presses R, Shen can also just press R to stop that target from getting burst down. And I feel like Rahel is just in such a good position to carry this game.
3-0-0. Going to be picking up that first item probably by the time that... Actually, the next dragon's up in 45 seconds, so I mean, I don't think he'd have enough off of this back to get that. But still, he has enough of a lead already with the boots picked up. Going to get the wave in. FBI goes for a reset and is actually repositioning onto the top half of the map. So it looks like they're not going to prioritize getting the Dragon Vision right now. Instead, they're going to try and do something up here in the top river.
Absolutely. Wool Games definitely slowed down a little bit after Hambach has been diving, and
wow.
We're getting
100%
all kinds of amazing impact stats right here.
100% tanks. That's 3 games, but still.
Oh, they're ready for the
Is this enough of a
counterplay.
dive? FBI has the damage here as well. They're still going to need somebody to tank it up. It's the flash engage on FBI, and he's just dead! Impact yet again outplaying the dive. He's got the entire team behind him as Darkwings, Huhi, and Hambach all join in on the party. You just can't dive this top laner.
I mean, that was so beautiful by Sentinels. Huhi and Hambach were just waiting outside of vision. So that's not just jungle support synergy, that's jungle support top synergy.
Yep.
Wait until they're in range and then pounce. And they absolutely pounced at the right time. What a beautiful play by Sentinels.
Impact now 2-0-2. Let's get another look at that because you can tell.
They're literally
ready.
just waiting here in this spot, and then as they're just really waiting until they're about to walk in, and then they just go. Absolute one shot. They sent 5 people for this play, and they get a 0 for 2. That's such an awful swing for them.
Guys, we're eating so much, okay?
They got food on their plate. Sentinels smashed game 2. They were in the lead in game 1 for about 80% of it, and now they're smashing game 3 again. So cumulatively, in the aggregate, this is like a 90% swing rate for Sentinels.
Yeah, I mean, Huhi said it by, like, we're eating so good. It's really hard to put into words, like, how much you gain when you get 2 kills in a 3v5.
Yeah.
Insane.
And also, Rahel got turret blades bot side.
Exactly, because that means everyone else on the map.
Yeah, he's got 3 more minions till his coal pops. He's already gotten the first item completed here. Like, Sentinels are poised to just take over the entire Rift again, even faster this time around. 13 minutes, 5K in the lead, make it 5.5 as they took down that bottom turret and get a big injection of gold there too. It's like a 5-course meal. This is a banquet right now. All-you-can-eat buffet. I feel like we're going down in scale, actually. You know, 5-course meal to buffet is not really the direction you want.
I was thinking
Which would you rather have, though? A 5-course meal or a all-you-can-eat buffet?
Oh, that's... So, as a kid, definitely the buffet.
Right?
Because they were the most fun.
But then you look at, like, do you want the lettuce now? Do you trust the lettuce in that buffet? I don't know. You know?
It's just an excuse for people to eat more pizza, man. That's just...
Yeah, for me, it's the pudding. The pudding in the all-you-can-eat buffet, oh, man, I could eat pudding all day.
Yeah. Now, though, the 5-course, as long as you have the time.
True.
Time is very valuable for me at the moment.
Yeah, who's got time for that? You got a kid, Jet.
I know.
I think you're going to be able to sit
I'll
down
take
for all
the
5
buffet
courses.
to go.
Dignitas looking at Hambach right now in their own jungle. The Hextech Ultimatum comes in. Hambach's just waiting over the wall and is able to just fall breaker out of there. He's fine. Dignitas thought maybe they could find an angle, but again, when they're looking for that play, they don't pull it off. Look at topside. Darkwings is pushing another wave in there. You have to imagine he'll get that turret as well. Rahel's going to get more plates in the mid lane here. So Dignitas, hey, it's not for lack of trying. They're looking for opportunities. They're just not finding them.
No, definitely not. And it's they're just looking towards Impact. Like, can we kill the Shen now? Can we kill the Shen now? No, no, no.
Well, Denethor is actually winning the trade still against the Shen. Honestly, if you just leave him 1v1, I think it's a better opportunity for Denethor rather than sending everybody out. Like, I get the idea. Oh, the Shen can ult somewhere else, so just dive the Shen. But then you just look at the nameplate, and you're like, maybe that's a bad idea.
It's actually so funny. Denethor is 0-0-0. So anytime someone comes to help him, that person who came to help dies.
True. He might not be 0-0-0 for long here, Jad. As Impact TP's back to lane, has the purchase completed. Denethor is able to jump away. It's hard to stay on the Mbessa, but Impact is showing that he is now able to scrap with that item advantage and look for the 1v1s. Now, Herald started up here by Hambach. Dignitas are in the neighborhood if they want to contest.
They are 50 minutes, and the objective bounties have already turned on, though. Tells you the current
Pillar onto
state of the game.
Bringing attention onto the Leona. Heal is used. They're trying to lock down the support. The Shen shield will come in. Sand United not in time as Ignar will be traded. It's a 1-for-1. Supports go down. XU pops the subjugate, trying to get some damage back onto Hambach with a Vault Breaker. Flash by FBI. Cannot flash away from the ultimate. He will get the kill, but it's traded 1-for-1 yet again. Denethor was trying to get in with the TP, but Impact was able to stop it. Looked like it was being channeled right there. Maybe not either way. It was a 1v1 in the bottom lane. Dignitas will trade 80 carry for jungler and support for support.
Yeah, Dignitas takes those. When you're down 6,000 gold in 50 minutes, you can get a 2 for 2.
And Impact's still looking for more. He has Darkwings behind him, and Ignar thought maybe he was the one to make the play, but a double kill to Darkwings. The mid laner made it before the support. And the numbers advantage goes to Sentinels. They get 2.
They lost track of the Talia, so Darkwings is also off to the races now. Impact really not getting the credit he deserves in this game from the gold department. Actually has the smallest lead of all potential carries on Sentinels. But I feel like he's been the one kind of low-key carrying this game as he works towards his Dusk and Dawn.
Whew, slim margins right there. I do like the idea. Typically when you're like, oh, there's the tanky Leona, it's scary to send everything at that, especially with the Shen, but they had the damage there to kill Huhi before the Shen ultimate came down, but Hambach is playing so well. He's able to Vault Breaker in, flash from FBI, but still he has the ultimate cease and desist to follow up and get the kill onto the Ziggs. Damage wasn't there for Dignitas anymore. And yeah, you can say when Dignitas is this far behind, trading equal feels fine, but they almost had more, and that was a little scary.
Exactly. But now we have Rahel sitting 5-0-0, 2.5 full items, whereas FBI is just trying desperately to clear the wave, and Impact getting a lot of pressure now down onto the Mbessa and side lanes.
Ooh,
I think we're seeing this mid-turret fall.
Yeah, drops the Herald over the Raptor wall. FBI's gonna have to walk all the way back. Huki's threatening to engage between turrets. Wait for the Herald to hit that turret. Ooh, the Trundle Pillar actually goes up in time, but in comes Rahel with the damage. You're just gonna dive it. Who cares about a turret when he can just kill the enemy team? Double kill picked up for Hambach, but that's traded back 1. Hambach could be in some trouble as well. Low health bars on the rest of Sentinels. FBI, can he land the last bomb? Does not hit it onto Hui, and Rahel is unleashed! Rahel goes onto the turret on his own. FBI out of mana, out of time, out of space on Summoner's Rift. And that is another kill picked up by Sentinels. That is a 3-for-2 trade overall. Rahel's trying to get out of there. Running away from Palafox. Taking the ultimate not very far, though. Double kill from Rahel at the very end, but can he get out of here now? Palafox trying to chase him down, but doesn't have the Summoner spells. You have to imagine Rahel's out of there. Takes a Blastco to safety. 80 carry out. Ignar still continues the chase. Hextech ultimatum. He says, all right, you got some gold. Go spend it. Give me a shutdown while you do so. Ignar with the kill.
1,000 gold bounty. Would have loved to get that on the rise, but it's the tail end of this play that is still beneficial for Sentinels. Could have gone wrong. The interrupt on the Herald keeps the turret alive, and the turret does a lot of damage during this fight, because if the turret dies and they do this dive, it's a total wipe, but it does allow Dignitas to start turning this one around. However, it is a Zeri who is very fed on the tail end of this fight, pops the flash and barrier to finish it off.
Man, that Zeri just completely shredded the Mbessa. That was probably 4 autos for the full health bar right there. As the third dragon's taken from Sentinels outside of the replay. Top lane, looks like Impact will be able to hold this. I don't think Palafox can get up and hit that, so it's going to be the turret saved. Palafox can't even take it down with all of those crystals. Close? No, not going to happen. While we're talking about that, though, reminder, the LCS Championship is going to Gas South Arena in Atlanta, and tickets are available now. All grass, no breaks. Scan the QR code.
Absolutely.
There we go.
Going to ride your motorbike around in infinite circles.
Infinite?
Because you can't brake. All gas. Just
Well, you will run out of gas in the tank.
okay.
And in fact, that's probably the safest way to stop at that point. Because otherwise, like, what am I going to do? There's a lot of people at FanFest, Chad.
That's true.
That's a danger.
It is a danger.
We'll figure out something to do, though. Something to do with it. Again, as long as it doesn't involve the gas associated with Raz, I think we're fine.
That man loves his lattes.
He really
loves
does.
his lattes.
Notorious.
Yeah.
Lactose intolerant. Doesn't bother him. I mean, it does, but okay. Well, that's enough strays for Raz. I feel like we're getting a little off topic there. 4.5K gold lead for Sentinels here. As they have not been able to lengthen that. Dignitas have made it interesting, chat. And I'm getting a little excited about the potential of Dig Summer coming back here in game number 3 because they've put some brakes on the momentum of Sentinels. Yes, Sentinels got the 3rd dragon, so they're still stacking that and threatening. But like when they had a 5,000 gold lead at 13 minutes, I was like, yeah, this game's over. But now it's less than that at 20 minutes. So Dignitas, this is positive growth. Ooh.
I like the cope. Let's, while we have the time.
Okay.
Much like we had
we might not have for a while.
We had the time to talk about Palafox Summer when they had won that first game. Let's make the case for the Dignitas comeback, right?
Okay.
There's a lot of melees on Sentinels, and Trundle's amazing into melees if a fight starts going well. So is actually Ambessa and Ziggs. So if the initial engage doesn't work, the composition, like if this wasn't a giant gold lead, the composition of Dignitas can absolutely fight back into Sentinels, just kind of trying to mob onto people.
Yeah,
and
maybe they find the engage right here. Yeah, Rahel, the 80 carry. Everybody's trying to dive in on them, and they got it. Palafox with a kill. Beautiful flip back from Darkwings, though. Could turn the play back for Sentinels, but he's in some trouble. Teleport comes in. Impact's logging down next to, but a flash back away means that he's fine for now, but only for a moment. Darkwings picks up that kill now on a rampage. It's a 2-for-2 trade. The bot lane dies. Flash engage from Impact back onto Palafox, but he might wish he had not done that, as he just doesn't have the damage from the team behind him. FBI gets that kill, making it a 2-for-3 trade in favor of Dig.
That's enough comeback that the objective bounties are even falling off. It all starts with killing the most fed member. They get rid of the Zeri, no hyper carry left, and then they just have that mosh pit of a fight. I'm glad we took the time to make the case for Dignitas, Kangas.
Yeah, you talked about the ability to dive in onto the carry. Rahel, this is that dive.
So the Shen ultimate comes in immediately onto Rahel, and Impact, they kill him before it, so Impact gets stuck in the top lane and actually has to then TP into the fight. So such a perfect engage, being able to burn through also the full Shen ultimate. And then Palafox is able to pick up a lot of gold. That's got to be pretty stressful for Golden Glue. This game felt unlosable.
Oh.
Suddenly losable.
That's one of those quick moments where, like, if everyone's on the exact same page, Impact can flash taunt there. Maybe Hambach can just immediately Vault Breaker. You could try and blow up the Rise, but those really quick snap engage plays, if your team's not ready, you're not going to have enough damage. And Impact learned right there. So that's now some more hope for Dig, some more cope for Dig. 3.6K gold lead still for Sentinels, but that gold lead is shrinking as the next dragon's up in a minute.
Shout out Kumo in the chat, former teammate of Palafox over on FlyQuest way back in the day.
Oh, yeah.
So Palafox with a double kill. Had that great Orianna game. Maybe we're in Palafox Summer after all.
3.
It's still pretty dire, unless Ignar can make something happen.
Hey, he loves these builds, man, and he's getting close to full build here as the engage from Denethor lands a public execution and executes Impact on the spot. Top laner down for Sentinels.
The teamwork coming in, and a panic Baron start here by Hambach. It is 5v4. If Dignitas walk over there, they still have XU's Trundle ultimate as well.
It was the only combat ultimate was Denethor. Palafox is trying to rotate around with his, but Baron is stopped. It's a 5v4 fight at the Dragon. 4 seconds till it's up. Impact does have Stand United, so Dignitas will have to take this fast. Weaver's Wall is going to block off the approach from Ignar, as now Sentinels actually look at the support. Darkwings has not thrown out the seismic shove, and they still get him anyway. Ignar goes down through the Hextech Ultimatum. The Dragon is secured. for Dignitas. They deny the soul, but they trade their support for it. Now Sentinels, they want more. Impact just spawned. Yeah. He has Stand United. This is big for Sentinels if they find it. The Seismic Shove goes wide. The Zenith Blade goes wide, but Rahel, the flanking theory. Can they take him down? The Shen ulted onto him. Dignitas just can't get in range. Dark Wings is unstoppable. Rahel takes down XU, and Sentinels with a man advantage will take this team fight. Rahel lives under the turret, and Sentinels find an ace.
Oh, unfortunate there for Dignitas. Couldn't quite make the escape there, and we said during draft, Sentinels team composition is all about full sending, and specifically the Zeri being able to fly in from behind and ultimate. Let's see how this one ends. The Leona ultimate doesn't even connect, or the E, but it's Rahel. I'm wondering if Dignitas just turns more damage straight onto Rahel rather than running down. Like if everyone just runs up towards Rahel, I think they have an actual decent chance of killing him, but they split up and end up kind of getting full wiped.
It's so tough because if you run up there, you're also running into the Shen, who's just going to taunt the entire team at that point. So tough for Dig in that spot. Great for Sentinels. They will win the fight. They'll get the Baron. They're denied Dragon Soul for now, but it's still 25 minutes into the game, and that gold lead is right back in their favor. 6.6K for Sentinels.
Yep, it's back. But you never know. We're just going to keep doing this.
Okay, so back to that movie analogy. What's a movie where the third one is a roller coaster of quality?
You're not sure if it's good or bad until the end.
Can't quite decide. Either way, I mean, so for a team like Sentinels, we've been talking a lot from the Dignitas side. I think it's exciting to talk about rookie top leaders. I think it's exciting to talk about a team that's on a comeback journey, potentially finding an upset here. But from the Sentinels side, like, this is a team that was top 3 in lock-in, got worse in spring in placement, and they're really hoping to turn things around. I feel like they've shown signs of like the ability to get these gold leads, but what I'm still looking for them now is the ability to kind of close out.
It's surprising that they've had such good early games and such mediocre mid games. Also, to our previous movie question, someone in production said Shrek 3, which I think is a really good call.
Shrek 3.
Highly specific. Like the third movie, you're not really sure if it's good or not.
Yeah. If you get the references, I think it's a better movie. Okay. But like, you show it to a kid now, they're gonna be like, what is this? Who are the Backstreet Boys? I don't think they referenced them, but they definitely did a lot of references in those movies.
10 kills on
Boys are pretty old at this point now, aren't they? I could have gone like, who's staying? No, that's about as old. Man, I feel old now. Okay, well, either way.
You're the youngest
I am.
of us.
I am.
Yeah.
I got to live up to that. Hey, fellow kids. Any fans of K-pop out there? And, what is it, Skibbity Toilet? That's the other one? I think those are the two. Those are the two the kids are talking about.
You're nailing it.
Sentinels right now taking the tier 2 turret of the top lane. As, again, with the Baron buff, I imagine that the structures will all be falling on the side of Dignitas.
I mean, it's still pretty hard to end against Ziggs and Trundle if they dive in. Oh, quick little pick on
nice
Dark
little
Wings.
pick. Yeah, Dark Wings threw out the Weaver's Wall to try and go through mid lane. Ignar stops it with Hextech Ultimatum, but Impact and Stand United is too much. Keeps his mid laner alive, takes down the enemy support. Denethor caught on the rotation. That's Rahel on a rampage, but a shutdown for Palafox keeps Dig potentially alive. They take down the enemy mid laner in a 1-for-2 trade. Sentinels still trading up here. Now they're going to full commit on to FBI under the turret. He's trying to get back to the safety of his team, but he just can't do it. They're focused on Huhi. The AD carry traded for the support as Hambach still has the GA available, but the turret's going to go down. GA is popped. It's XU and Palafox versus 3, and they're holding the line for now. Sentinels will back off.
They're just going to take the gold, go back. Rahel keeps just generating massive amounts of gold with the turrets that he's killing and is always a threat to carry the extended fights. But he had no ultimate left, so they didn't want to continue the chase as Sentinels get another small win.
Small win, but a definitive win here.
Yeah.
8.4K in the lead at this point. 45 seconds till that dragon. So it feels like a walk in the park unless some crazy happens for Dignitas. This game is going to end at this dragon, you have to imagine.
And you can really see Rahel with the embarrassment of riches, just sitting on a Seeker's arm guard. The one time the game did get a little bit scary was when he got killed. So now he'll be able to buy the time for Impact's ultimate to come in if he does get jumped off, as long as he has that split second to be able to press the Seekers.
Yeah.
And they are in position.
I know we made a point of it earlier. Actually, he has to flash early. He's trying to get some deep vision down, and the Trundle Pillar will punish that attempt. So no flash now for Sentinel support. See if it even matters. Again, they have so much gold in their pockets. Like one flash on the least valuable member, you have to imagine, as Rahel just pops the ultimate, jumps straight in onto XU, not enough damage to follow up, and if they can just prevent the fight from continuing, Dignitas is trying to cut away, but Humbok says, no, you're not going anywhere. Rahel's trying to get the damage in. He's safe for now. The seismic shove will set up Rahel to get the first kill, and the dominoes continue to fall. A double to Rahel, Humbok on a rampage, and Sentinels putting the final touches on this Game 3 with a decisive teamfight win.
Chase down that final kill, get the ace. Everybody run down mid lane. 14 kills here for Rahel, but I really feel like Impact put his mark on this game.
31-13 at 29 minutes into the game. What a crazy way to close out the series. Sentinels off the back of a jungler just refusing to step down, and Rahel with a carry performance will take Game 3 and end with a win in debut of Summer Split.